Hello, everyone. Welcome to a nice new system, new adventure, new friends, new everything for this nice Sunday evening. I'm Josh Perault with Taking Initiative, and I'm joined by some other Taking Initiative folks, as well as some guests from other shows and conventions and previous streams and friends from all over. So before we hop into today's game, I would like to go around and introduce everybody based on where they're positioned. So Morgan, would you like to go first?
Hi, my name is Morgan. You can find me on the Taking Initiative podcast. You can also find me as Teapot on Monday nights, tomorrow on Dark Sun stream on Pro Starter channel.
All right, and Bucky?
Hi, I'm Bucky. You can also find me on Taking Initiative. I'm the current DM of Season 2.
Drew?
I'm Drew, and I'm on Taking Initiative, and I play a Catman right now.
Tim?
Hey everybody, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me. I'm from Greedy's Adventurers podcast. It's a 5th edition real play show that has like 300 and something episodes. It's a lot, but we've been going since 2012. You should take it out. Check it out. Not take it out. Check it out.
Get out.
Renee?
Back.
Hi, I'm Renee Rhodes. I'm the DM for Fate and the Fablemaidens, which is a family-friendly actual play D&D podcast, and I am here today returning as Zagla, the Wellan Empress, and I'm so excited.
And Jacob?
Hey, my name is Jacob. I am not on a podcast, but I did help make this game. So if you're interested in that, you can find it at FNB Games on Twitter, or at beyonder.fnbgames.com, where if you like what you hear today, you can sign up for our email list and check out our almost 100 blog entries. Or buy the book if you want to do that, I guess.
So before we get started into this, since we know everybody now, if you watched the last Beyonder stream, which thank you, Tim, for having that game over on your channel, and Jacob.
Oh, thank you.
Jacob ran that game. The players had myself, Renee, and Tim as part of that, along with some others. But we had some room for guests here. We wanted to pull in those original characters to create some sort of through line to what's going on. So Tim and Renee will be returning as their characters to this new group of people. So we'll see how that meshes together. Everyone else is perfectly safe. There's no problems that happened last time. They're perfectly fine.
Go any worse is I think a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Well, maybe, hopefully, this mission will be a little bit safer than the last one.
No, Tim just implied, like, right before we started that everyone else died, so that's kind of the point that I'm in right now.
I have a personal attachment to one of those characters, and I hope not.
Oh yeah,
They're probably fine.
So, for those who have not played Beyonder yet, that includes half the team here, and I will... Big spoiler here, the last time I played was the only time I played, and this will be my first time GMing as a new system. So we're going to be taking things a little bit slower than usual, because I'm going to be asking a lot of questions about rules, and so I'm guessing will everybody else, and we'll refer to Jacob to lay down the gospel of the Beyonder rulebook that he definitely knows by heart, and it'll be good.
God, how awkward would it be if you're like, fuck, I don't know that.
I would know how awkward that would be, because that's never happened before.
Oh, there you go. Nice save. Nice save.
well, none of us would be able to call you on it.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
The important thing.
You could just make shit up, and we'd be like...
The main good quality of a good DM is bullshitting believably.
Yes, very accurate.
And as a heads up, because I know, Renee, your show is a family-friendly show. For those of you that may be here from that show, it may not be family-friendly here for this episode. So just as a heads up, there will probably be some language and some weird horror elements at some point.
It's okay. Not all the content I do is family-friendly, but thanks for supporting me in both.
No
everyone.
problem.
He never swears or drinks in person, anything.
No. So, Jacob, what's this game about? What's this world? And, what's different about it? What's cool about it?
So, Beyonder is a science fantasy game. It's what I call generally alternate fantasy, because it is a classical, in some ways, high fantasy feel to the setting, but it's completely different than any, it's not your mom's fantasy or not your grandpa's fantasy or whatever you want to call it. There's no elves, orcs, spells. The standard hallmarks of classic high fantasy aren't here. Instead, we have our own unique world that is based around 6 fundamental energies that are kind of analogous to in our world, fundamental forces, and the 6 guilds that study them. The guilds being sort of a little bit bureaucratic, scientific research, political, a little bit organizations. Think of them like NIH or NASA, just these big conglomerations of people who are researching stuff. Or if you want another sort of fictional benchmark, think about Starfleet. By all means, sort of research and knowledge-based in purpose and humanitarian organizations. But at the same time, there's a political element. There's some, tie-ins to local economic structures and all this sort of stuff that comes with being a powerful entity. And we will play as members of those guilds.
Cool. And each one of those guilds will be represented here by some pre-made characters. You'll recognize the same builds if you watch the last stream. We're basically repurposing those characters to play as these other people would run them. So we'll see a little bit different take on that. Like my initial character was the Evoker, I believe, and I believe that is what Bucky will be playing. So we'll see different takes on how that character could be played, and different names. So yeah.
That's not what I'm playing.
No?
No.
Oh, Mentark. My bad.
Yeah, I'm playing the little tiny girl.
Drew, you're playing Evoker?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, I am.
There we go.
I'm playing a tiny friend.
I'm playing a tiny friend, yeah.
Yay.
Sweet.
I think there was one class that didn't get picked last time. I don't remember.
Because we only have 5 people. So right now we have all 6. So there'll be a new one at the field. So, and also if you're watching the stream, you'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner there's it looks like a pie chart with 6 different elements in there. That is representing the different energies that are in this world. And each of those energies you'll see represented in the characters. That'll come into play when we get into combat, if we get into combat. So let's get started, shall we? With this adventure that Jacob has sent me called Sally! ! Imagine, if you will, a farmhouse. Its 1-story walls are newly painted. They're bright red in crisp contrast to the amber grain fields behind them, striking against the green of the woods in the middle distance. The shutters are a playful yellow, fluttering the smallest bit against their clasps as a gentle autumn breeze sweeps from east to west through the farmlands outside Tamath? Tamath, am I pronouncing that correctly? Tarnath. Sorry, Kerning. The 40-foot-long horse in the living room, Ebony, with a curly queue of white running from her forehead down her left side, whinnies fitfully as her 6-foot tail whips back and forth out the back door. Her eye, pressed uncomfortably against the front door, rolls a full circle. Ah, the gentle pastrum of the farmlands. You find all of you in a bar. This bar is aptly called Bill's Bar. Bill's Bar is a nice place. It doesn't really have a lot of seedy folk in it. But let's create what Bill's Bar looks like together. I had some ideas in my head, but I'd rather us do it together. So, Morgan, what's the general look of this place? What's the feel?
We're in like farmlandy kind of pastoral.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there are a lot of pictures of cows.
So it's our living room. I got it.
We do have a lot of pictures of cows in our living room.
We do.
Right, so a lot of pictures of cows. What's the seating arrangement like in here, John?
Probably about close to like maybe 10 tables total.
Okay.
Kind of scattered about. Some of the tables have been like pulled together because there've been larger parties in certain areas. So like they're kind of scattered and kind of mixed mashed all over the place, and it's kind of sit where you want.
Okay.
Are they round or square?
Round, just to make it more difficult for parties to sit together.
Okay.
Yeah, you got those people like back to back in the little crease there, and like, oh, get out of the way.
Our party has more people than chairs on this table.
And how crowded is this place?
Ah.
Renee, how crowded is this place at the moment?
I mean, I think it's like about halfway full-ish. There are some people who are really just sitting on their own, so it looks kind of sparse because there aren't a lot of big parties in here right now. It's really just not conducive to that. But, you know.
Okay.
We'll fix that.
Cool. I think that's a good setup for now. So you guys are all sitting in here, and most of you, this is your first time doing a real mission. Is your first big break, quote unquote. And big break is a iffy term, because where you guys are at in your guilds, this is more of the low rung on the totem pole kind of a mission. But you haven't been given the exact information yet. You've just been told to meet here, and you will be met here by somebody else. But two of you have been on an adventure before, and that'd be Renee's character and Tim. So Renee and Tim, let's start with Renee. Why don't we explore who your characters are sitting at this table?
Hi. I'm sitting not at the table. I'm on Samantha's shoulders.
Okay, so Renee's character is sitting very comfortably, as if she has done this many, many, many times before, on Samantha's shoulders. And who is this character?
Hi, I'm Zogla, and Zogla is a very little cat monkey like who person, and green-ish. She's a Wellan, and very energetic. Sometimes acts without thinking, but she's an umbrist, so she specializes most in, I'm pulling back up my character sheet, like shadowy things.
Which we will, I'm sure, explore at some point during this.
Yes.
So Zogla is sitting, and as for those who don't normally listen to Take Initiative, I like to put a very movie cinematic feel to things, because a lot of us work in post-production, so that's what we do. So you'll see the camera go down from Zogla down to who she is sitting on. Tim, let's explain your character.
I'm playing Samantha Shatterscale. I am probably like a 6 foot tall-ish snake person. So like scaly skin, maybe just a slight frill to my neck, with sort of lithe. I am what's called a cron, which is this setting's snake race, as all settings need one. I am what's called a Somon, which is take all your stats and throw it into body, baby. So that's what I'm all about. So I use that energy to feel my body so that I can jump or stay quiet or climb, things of that nature. But yeah, Samantha's just probably sitting there with her arms crossed. I don't know how long it's been since our last mission, but I think she had a big gulp of humble pie, so to speak. So she's just sort of her back is never to the door type situation, and she pretty much would let Zogla do most of the talking, but she would, if these new recruits that are green around the gills, maybe literally, if they get a little too ahead of themselves, I'd remind them that if you let your guard down, anything could and will happen to you. I've seen it all. Well, I've seen one thing, and it was bad.
This is our first time venturing back out, and we left everyone else back at home doing paperwork.
Is this Bill's bar, as in Bill, like your Bill, Josh?
Holy shit, I didn't even realize that. Yes, this is my bar. I've given up the life. I have...
Okay.
God.
Yes, this is my bar.
I don't want to be an intern anymore.
I don't want to see everyone get murdered. So my thing for painting the tavern is I put the owner right there, and he's a rock man.
So Bill, as you're saying this, he's giving out the dishes, and he's like, well, I give you guys a lot of credit for coming back out here and doing stuff. There's some people to be served. Hey, Zogla.
Bill.
It's
good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. If you guys need anything, let me know. And then he looks at the new recruits and goes, good luck. You're in good hands, at least. And he walks back to get some more food and drinks around to whoever's ordering. So as Bill walks past, we get like kind of a panning view of the other people at the table. To answer Alchemist Penguin, Bill sounds like a badass. Yes, he is. So we start off to the left. Drew, who is your character?
Muted.
Okay, I unmuted myself. I know how this works. I am also a rock man. which is Nishiri. Am I saying this right? All right. And his name is Q. That's it.
Like the letter or the ball?
Figure it out.
Okay.
like the Star Trek character?
Spell it, you're right.
All right.
And he is sitting there doing very little. He's probably staring at Samantha and Zagla.
Okay. And as it goes from the left to the right, Bucky, who's your character?
So I'm playing a little old thing by the name of Jezebel. She's got a toga wrapped and draped top on with a lace skirt. And she's got these little silver rings around her armbands, and they got the little lace things because under her arm she's got these little wangs that kind of like come out and attach to her side. She's got little wangs that kind of come out and like jip to her side, and behind this little like lace wing. So she's got like a double wing thing going on, but one's just fabric. That's just for fashion. That's not for actual practicality. But the only reason you can see this little thing is because she's sitting on a bucket that's sitting on top of the chair because she's about like 2 feet tall. And she's kind of like hopped up and she's kind of like doing a little shimmy with the shoulders, dancing to her own little tune. And she's a mentor, so she specializes in mental abilities. So like kind of trying to, she's not much of a fighter. She kind of like helps the party and kind of manipulates the enemy to what she needs them to do.
So to the right of this bucket and this glorious person, we see Morgan's character.
Okay, so I am playing as Zwasian? Yes. So they are like a fish person, and they are blue, and they've got black on them and some little yellow fins, like a blue tang kind of fish. And her name is Pebbles, and she's very excited to be here. She's never been on an adventure before, and she's very excited. She wants to learn all the things, and she is from the Charismatics Guild, so she's very good at the emotions.
Cool. And then from the right of her, we have our last character, Jacob. Who are you playing?
So my character's name is Weir Namle. He is also a Zwasian, actually, but he is a little bit older. Like you can probably tell, especially Pebble, like there's a little shock of white towards the end of his fins. It looks like he was once this kind of beautiful cerulean blue, but his scales are like a little faded and there's a little bit of like wear and tear at the end of some of them. But he has this like kind of leathery, as much as a fish person can be, face with like a kind of perpetual half smile on it. He has like a spear that's seen better days. He kind of uses it as a walking stick. It's just leaning against his chair right now as he's sitting with all of you. He probably has like a mug of some, nice warm ale or mead or something in front of him.
Hot.
And I'm a mystic.
Are we related?
Oh, I don't think so. What's your last name, youngin?
That's a very good question. Reef.
Reef? Well, that's not my last name, so maybe we're related just in the way that all of us here are related. There's lots of ways to be related,
That's still a very good way to be related.
Yeah.
Friends? Are we friends? Can we all be friends?
Oh, well, of course, darling. Everyone's a friend here.
Yay.
Your workplace associates.
Yeah, we still have a job to do here. We can.
Oh, yes. Everything very serious, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's much less fun.
So, as you mentioned the job, one of you who are looking out the door, let's go with... Oh, Jezebel is way too distracted to be able to see. Let's go with Pebbles. Actually, no. Let's go with Q, because everyone else is talking really at the moment. Q, you notice someone walk in who is a Dwahili. The Dwahili is, I believe, what you are, John, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. So another one of that race walks in, and you know this one to be Ixis. And Ixis is the Dwahili administrator and high-level mentarch. Often staffs the public office for the guilds in central Tarnath. You know her to be a masterful administrator, but not exactly a people person. Not quite like Jezebel. While she's a whiz with paperwork and organizational efficiency, she has less than a stellar opinion of Tarnath's common folk, and honestly just wants to be left alone running things behind the scenes. And she was having a perfectly lovely day as she comes and starts to tell you. When finally getting some file organization done, she had a rabble come into the office and begin shouting at her.
Huh.
So you see as she comes in, the screen just kind of does the zoom in Borderlands style, and you see like Ixis, and then you get the little narrator voice telling you as it goes back into her talking to you and goes, "Yeah, I know. They came in, they started talking, yelling at me. I just had paperwork to do, and I figured if you guys were in town, this is the thing you guys should be doing. I know you have a mission coming up in the next couple days or so, but if you don't mind doing this first."
We're on vacation. We came here to see the big flower exhibit at the museum.
Well, how about instead of a big flower, I'll give you a big horse to look at.
Okay.
Like, to
That's
fill a
easy.
house. Kind of a horse.
Okay, so when you're introing it before, I was like, is that normal? I don't know. Maybe it's normal to have it.
Yeah, it's,
Oh yeah, the house horse. Yeah.
don't know what intro
There's
you're
a
talking about. But
horse
Listen,
in the house.
there's a horse loose in the house.
Everybody's seen a bird in a tavern.
So she goes, I know you guys are supposed to be on vacation, but this is something that has...
I was told this was mandatory.
Well, yes, your next mission will definitely be mandatory.
No,
This
the
well,
vacation. I was told vacation was mandatory.
oh, yeah, but it's not really a question of when. You can have it later, but this has to take precedence now because I need them out of my office, if you don't mind.
Something to
Why
take
did you
up with
let
your
them in?
union representatives at another time.
Listen,
HR.
there's about 8 people that's in my office. Farmers just screaming about this horse. So, listen, this...
Are they screaming themselves hoarse?
Yes.
I believe that. I just took your accent from you. Hold on. I believe that's a nay. I don't
That's very good. That's a very good joke. That's a very good joke.
think-
Hey,
Zogla almost
Listen.
falls off Samantha's shoulders laughing.
Don't know if
like
my
singing.
sighs are audible, but I want them to be.
he turns over to Samantha and Zogla and go, I heard about your last mission. I'm very sorry to hear how that went, but this needs to get taken care of, because if this is not an isolated incident, there could be a real huge problem, no pun intended, in this land.
Iron.
Sorry?
You intended that pun.
I did. You're right. Sorry. So if you don't mind, once you finish your food and your drinks and such, I have the people in my office, or you could just go down to the Pardler farm. It's a family of Kamari. That's the ones who are inconvenienced by this random growth of horse. So,
How many fatalities do you expect?
hopefully none. But if that horse keeps growing, it may crush itself.
Follow up.
Very optimistic
I was
of
the
you.
horse inside.
That's what they said last time. Assumed none, and then it's like 20, maybe 20.
Oh, so many dead.
Yeah, it was bad.
What?
Not every mission needs casualties.
Maybe it's 2.
Squashed by a horse, like, what a way to go.
I guess if I had to die, that wouldn't be a bad way to go.
That'd be
Well,
a
I mean,
terrible
horse
way to
is a
go.
horse.
Of your heroism.
Sounds absolutely terrible. Again, why was the horse inside?
That horse wasn't supposed to be inside, and last we checked, we couldn't exactly ask it. So that may be part of your investigation to figure that out.
Sounds like we got to take the reins on this one then.
Yeah, we should hoof it.
Now, see, guys, you dealt with just me last time. Now you have the rest of the show.
Morgan, you need to give me the highest of 5s when this game is done.
This needs to be our main concern.
We got another one.
Yes, a tale to remember.
This is a
Oh, I
nightmare.
wasn't expecting that one.
So whenever you guys are ready, feel free to come by my office or go to the Pardler farm. It's if you exit here, you take a left, you walk down there for a little bit while, it'll be on your right. You won't be able to miss it. Just look for the horse in the house.
Alrighty.
So we're looking for a house.
No, a
It's
horse.
a big horse butt.
Yep, there's the horse's tail is out the window. It's flapping
Gotcha.
around. Its eye is pressed up against the side and looking out the window.
Okay.
It's not a good
Alright.
time.
Cool.
So, yep. Bye.
Sweet.
And she just walks out.
We can finish our lunch though. Bill makes a great pot pie.
Thank you, Samantha. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Ixis leaves. You guys are left to your own devices of how to handle this, but it sounds like there's a horse in a house, and that's a little ridiculous and not quite normal.
That's weird.
It's flipping weird. So,
Well, do you all think we should go down to the Podler place or go to see the people at Ixis's office?
Well, I always like to get as much information as I can ahead of time, so maybe talking to the farmers first, getting an idea would be smart beforehand.
Yeah.
I would very much like to see this horse.
I would like to see this horse too very much.
So, where would we be going after you all finish your food and drink? Is the consensus to go to
the horse, to the horse, to the horse.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're going to the horse and not to the other farmers, correct?
No, because I have the solution already. We just cut a hole in the wall.
I thought you were going to say in the horse, and I'm
Kill the
really
horse.
curious where that was going.
While killing
a
the
hole-
horse is the
there's
most
a hole-
practical
There's
solution.
a hole in the bottom of the horse.
The wall and let it out.
All right, so I take it we are on the way to the farm.
Yeah.
So you guys all leave, you take your stuff, whatever stuff that may be with you. You walk along towards the house, and eventually you definitely come across it. You see the house, and as I explained earlier, that horse is filling every crevice of this house. It is more than likely devastated on the inside. And
I thought you meant the horse for a second.
It's sad.
it's real sad.
There's a lot of internal bleeding.
Probably is.
Probably, like, the house is bulging. It's
Like, I'm a weirdo.
It's not good. So you don't know if this horse is done growing yet. You hope so. But as of now, it's unsure. And you see a couple of people that are outside the house. They're a bit, like, gloomy at the moment. And you notice that these are Kamari. And what Kamari are like tree people. They usually have a bunch of, like, leaves and say very Groot-esque, I guess, in a way you could put it. And this is a family. You notice that there are 4 members outside. There are 2 adult males and 2 younger females. And they look sad. The 2 daughters, as you can assume, are very upset. And the 2 older ones are kind of comforting their daughters and talking amongst themselves and looking back at the horse, shaking their head, and just in discussion with themselves.
Probably being one of the veterans, especially one of the veterans that has the other veteran on their shoulders all the time. I'll just like walk over to them and just lean over so that Zogla can ask them questions.
Hi, is this your horse?
Yes, this is my horse, says one of the older gentlemen.
What happened to your horse?
Why is it so big?
Why is it so big is a good question. What happened? I'm honestly not sure. Are you here to investigate by chance?
Was it something it ate?
Unsure. Again, I can't really... I mean, I can ask. I won't get
Why
much
is
of
it
an answer.
inside?
I could use recommendations. I am very small.
Recommendations? Oh, to grow as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Once we find out, sure, have at it.
Has there been any other strange occurrences around this area, or is it just large horse?
From my knowledge, no. Sorry. My name's Jared.
Oh, hey, Jared.
Hi, I'm Zogla.
Hey, Jared.
Hi. So I'm Jared. This is my husband, Merrill. And then these are our 2 daughters, Lanning and Fran. Jobin isn't here at the moment.
These are our new friend. Oh, sorry. Work acquaintance.
Colleagues.
Colleagues.
We're
Oh, are you with
colleagues.
the guilds?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. We were told that someone may come by. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I'm not quite sure how to fix the problem, but I guess that is your job to do.
Yes.
Okay. All I know is, we were all sleeping when it happened. We heard a sound coming from downstairs of things cracking and creaking and getting destroyed, and we ran to the kids' rooms. We took them out the window, out the side, and before we knew it, by the time we were out to the side of the road, because everyone should always have a fire escape plan for their house, looked back
Very
and
important.
it was completely
Very
full.
smart.
Yeah.
Why was the horse in the house in the first place?
He didn't start that way, or she didn't start that way. That's Sally, the horse.
Oh, is she a Mustang?
She's Mustang in the house.
No.
Sad, eh?
Why'd you say that?
I don't know. Normally, I like to make jokes in good situations, but I'm too distraught to.
You gotta have a sense of humor in things like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're trying.
So she's not normally in the house. So how did she get in the house?
We were sleeping. We don't know. The doors were closed. We always lock up at the end of the day.
Have you taught your horse how to open a door at any point in the past? Is a fun party trick.
Yeah.
No. This is like. She's one of the family, but she sleeps, outside.
Outside horse.
Yeah, outside horse, not an inside horse. We don't have a lot of those out here.
Smart. It's hard to clean up after a horse.
It's true. It's very true, especially this one.
Oh, gross. I haven't even thought about that yet.
Oh, my.
It's just occurring to Zogla.
It's just occurring to the DM as well.
That's a big poopy.
One of you who is good at science should probably check
I'm not checking his poop.
the excrements.
That's where all the information
Ain't
was.
anything.
Bucky.
It's true.
Let's check the poop.
Haven't you ever taken an animal to the vet?
Very good at science. Wait. Did one of you let the horse in the house?
And I think Zogla's eyes kind of like slip over to the two daughters.
So you look at the two daughters. One of them is not giving you any mind whatsoever. She seems a little annoyed that you're around for some reason. The other one is a little bit more friendly and approachable, though sad. She goes, "No, we didn't let her in the house. We were sleeping, as father said. But it wasn't us." You can make a communication check if you would like to see if you can glean anything from what they're saying.
Sure. And Josh, how would I do that?
If I remember correctly, this is a 2d10 system. So every check you are going to do, you will roll 2d10. You will be going against a certain DC, that is my knowledge, and you'll be adding the modifier associated with whatever we're doing. So in this case, it would be communication.
It was not great. It was a 6.
It was a 6. As you're talking to her, you're not really, she seems like she's telling you everything that she knows. Everyone seems to. You get a general sense of unknowing of what happened specifically, and just sadness that probably a lot of their home is ruined. You don't get anything else past that.
No one tells all the truth initially. Something must be hidden here.
Well, we looked around. We didn't see very much, but we're not really trained in that. I'm a cobbler myself. My husband is a farmer, and the daughters and my son, they go to school.
Okay.
We're not really trained in investigation, really.
Well, where's your son at right now?
Jobin left a little earlier this morning. He helps Bill out at the bar every so often. He seemed really distraught and out of place this morning, so it's not a normal day for his shift, but we let him go anyway just to get some distraction and not have to be around the wreckage. He's the youngest out of all of them, only 10. So he's having a rough time.
Poor kid.
Yeah, but he was here as well.
Also sad about this large horse. It's not that sad. It's kind of neat. Think of how much work you could get done with a large horse.
If it was out of the house, sure.
No, we'll have to cut your house, big hole in it, but I'm sure that won't be too hard.
You see
the house down.
You see the daughters are getting a little wide-eyed and you're seeing some waterworks kind of starting in the younger one. Okay. You notice that they're probably like 14 and 12, the two kids.
I have a question. Is there a door big enough in the house that a regular-sized horse could get through?
Well, I guess with some effort, the back door would be able to fit the horse. You'd have to, there's a puppet play of Winnie the Pooh. You'd have to do one of those pushes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's just very curious, that if a normal-sized horse would have a very difficult time to get in, it's very strange, would they have to shrink it a little bit to get it in for the first place?
When you say they, what do you mean?
I don't know. I don't imagine that very many horses decide to become very big by themselves.
Are you suggesting someone did this to us? Why would someone do this to us?
Well, I don't know. That's what we're here to investigate.
So, did we already? This is your horse, right?
This is my horse. Yes, this is Sally. Yes.
Oh, Sally.
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 You just get the Mustang joke there, Tim.
I thought you were asking if the girl was a boy, and I was like, maybe.
That's a stallion, Tim.
I don't know horse.
So, my question is,
yes,
does Sally have anybody that would wish to hurt them?
You see him and Meryl look at each other. Meryl hasn't said very much. He's tends to let Jared do a lot of the talking for the two of them. Not like he's withholding anything, but he just seems to be more to himself. Jared goes, I can't imagine anyone wanting to... Sally stays on the property. It's not like she goes out and causes a ruckus elsewhere.
Well, it was just a good question to ask. Maybe Sally has enemies. Do you have any enemies?
I don't think so, unless I really messed up a pair of shoes for someone. I don't really make anything fancy. I make very good, solid shoes for people. I don't do anything out of the ordinary. And Meryl here runs the farm. No one has complained.
Where do you take your things to market?
We go up the road. We sell it to one of the storefronts there, and they bring that along the land. Just the normal trading post that's over there.
Was there anything different?
No.
Oh.
We've been building the same shoes and selling the same crops for 12, 13 years now.
Okay. Do you mind if I try to get into your house?
By all means. Just be careful, please.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I could do any more damage than what's already been happened.
Fair. Yes.
Okay. I'm out of questions now, so I'm going to go off to the house.
Okay.
Because I wish to have a word with the horse.
Sure. Okay.
Mostly telling you the DM, doing a character voice, just letting you know that I wander off.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Cool.
So you wander off towards the house. Does anyone else want to discuss anything with these folk at the moment? Or are we moving on to Horse House?
And horse poop.
And horse poop. All right, so Zogla, you were going after the horse poop.
Yes.
So you're going to talk to the back, and Morgan's going to talk to the front. Anybody else doing anything?
Solving this problem from back to front.
I want to check out the horse door.
We're a very thoroughbred type.
So Tim's checking the... Okay, well, they're both back doors. Tim and Samantha and Zogla are going towards the back. Pebbles is going towards the front. What about Q? What's your name again, Jacob?
We're Namle.
We're Namle. Okay.
Yeah.
We're Namle and Jezebel. What are you guys doing?
Q is going to find out the easiest way to take this house apart for the future.
Okay.
I think Jesse's going to take a look around the farm. I guess take a look for horse tracks or anything that the horse might have maybe tracks that led into the house if it walked itself or stuff like that.
Okay.
Or maybe vanished and appeared.
And we're Namle?
I'll say as people are kind of dispersing, I'll be like, well, if it helps, I could talk to Sally, see if she's experienced anything out of the ordinary, maybe get an idea of what she saw.
That would be wonderful. Sure. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Saddle over.
Okay. So we'll deal with talking to the horse in a second. We'll just go around. Zogla, what are you doing with this shit?
Well, I want to. I want to know if it ate anything. So I figure maybe I still have sciencey tools because I am a science intern,
Of
and
course.
I can like see if it ate anything.
Of course, all of you have sciencey tools in the sciencey game because this is science. So,
Good game.
if you would like to, is there an investigation stat that we can use here? What's the closest thing?
You would be using your science tools, or as I like to call them, stools.
Stool.
Oh, God.
That was good. Okay, I'm good.
I think if you want to use a specific tool like the ones we were using in the last game, it would probably be scholarship to interpret it. Otherwise, it might be perception to just scope things out.
Wonderful. Okay, so Zagla and Jezebel, if you and also Q, if you guys can make perception checks, please.
So 2d10 and
Oh wait, am I making one too?
together?
Yep, because you're all looking for something in particular.
Or is it like a percentile?
This is going to be just 2d10. You add them together.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
That would be a 13 as well.
Okay. So all of you succeed in some fashion in trying to glean things. Zagla, you're looking at the excrement of said horse, and
Yes.
nothing really seems out of place despite, what has happened. Everything seems to be normal from your knowledge of horse poop. For Jezebel, you look around and you see that there are some horse prints going into the house. You can catch some of them, not really all of them. And you also notice that there is a smaller set of footprints here or there that may belong to the children, but you're not quite sure. Like, you definitely see that there's some type of footprints along with the horse prints going towards the house.
The other thing I wanted to check is, do the horse prints get larger the closer it gets to the house? Or are they the same as they enter?
They're basically the same when they enter.
Okay.
Yeah. And then for Q, the quickest way to dismantle it is probably to wait an hour.
Good to know. That's very important.
Yeah. It's looking like this horse may escape the house by crushing through it. But hopefully it can stand for now and we can get this all repaired.
Wonderful. Then I have a new idea.
Yes.
I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to go back over to the family,
Okay.
and I'm going to Ron Swanson guilt these children into telling me what they did.
Okay, make a what kind
There's
of
got to be a Ron Swanson check.
there should be.
Definitely Ross wants to check.
You roll 3d10s.
So
One for the mustache.
what is a skill on your sheet, Drew, that you think you would be able to use for this?
Oh, man.
Maybe communication?
Sure.
I would also take a leadership.
Those are both -1, so it's going to be bad either way.
Wonderful.
What about presence? You might be able to use that.
Presence also works. The Ron Swanson presence.
That's also bad.
Okay.
It's a 10.
It's a
If I
10.
use communication, yes.
Okay, so that is like just a minor success there. From what you can glean off the kids, they told you everything. They seem to be letting a little bit more tears, and you notice the younger one, who was not really giving you much mind, is now giving you mind, and also one of those terrible teenager stares.
Well, it's going to be terrible when Sally, crushes herself to death because somebody made her big inside of a house.
They start crying, and you notice the husbands are like, dude, can you calm down a little bit?
I
Do you
mean,
mind?
people make choices. You got to live with those choices. Sometimes they're bad.
We're also missing a child, Q.
That's true.
That's true. The other one might have done it. Funny prank time, right?
And Samantha, what were you doing? I forget.
I was going to go check the door to see if there's any funny business, if there is any tracks, but, we already have some of that information.
You can make a perception check as well to see if you notice
I'd
anything
love to.
more. Yeah.
That is a 19.
19. Okay, so you notice something a little bit more than Jezebel did. Jezebel shows you where the tracks are, and you see them and you go, I think I know what kind of tracks those are. They don't seem to be the children's footprints.
Gotcha.
They seem to be like footprints that wouldn't have shoes. They're actual like legit feet, and they look not of a race you're quite familiar with, but definitely nothing like the sort that you see around you.
Yeah. So, sorry, Bucky. What's your character's name again?
Jesse.
Apostrophe
Bell.
I will pick up your feet and look at your feet for a second. Look at my feet, and then kind of look at the tree people's feet. Like, doesn't look like any of our feet here, does it?
No. I thought it might have been the children's, but I don't know.
See right there. There's this slight difference.
You're right.
Okay. And then we'll go over to Wernomle and Pebbles. I know, Wernomle, you're probably going to cast Speak with Animals, right? Mm-hmm. And Pebbles, what were you going to do?
I was just going to give it a pat. See how it was. Not like an angry pat, but just like, well, hello.
Okay.
I can't use any Speak with Animals, but I'm very intrigued.
Are you trying to like just comfort the horse?
Yes. It's stuck in a house. Must be very upset.
Yes,
I can imagine the horse didn't ask to be the size of a house. It's a horse. Not. I wonder if this is a terrible misunderstanding of pronunciation and a spell. They wanted a bigger house. I got a bigger horse.
So why don't you make a presence check to see if you can calm the horse?
Okay. So I do 2d10s.
Yep, 2d10, and then add or subtract your presence modifier.
Okay.
Be on your second sheet.
Okay. So that is presence, and that is a 13.
13. The horse doesn't seem to be any more agitated. You give a pat on the very lower part of its leg that you can actually access, and she seems okay with you being there. Not entirely thrilled, but not sad about it either.
Okay.
Giving some comfort. And as Wernomle, you go up to Sally and you stare at that very sad eye in the window just blinking at you. Why don't you make a check for your Speak with Animals?
All right. So I will roll my 2d10. I'm going to add Talk to Animals has a +1 bonus to roll. Hell yeah. That is a 20.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Okay, so, and just to recap for people who haven't played as well, and myself, since this is an ability you use, you take fatigue for doing so?
Yes. So, a quick aside, whenever you activate a power, it costs fatigue. We don't have a limit on uses per day. We don't have like mana. It just drains you. Fatigue fills up in the same way as your wounds do. So just in groups of 5, and every like block of 5, you go down. Every single fatigue takes longer to recover. The thing with using powers outside of combat is we assume, unless you're spamming something, that it takes that you will recover the fatigue by the time a combat would start. So in general, fatigue is ignored for power use outside of combat.
Cool. And then we will handle how those affect you in combat, which I learned very fast the last time, of how bad that can compound on itself. So you start, so when you do an ability, every single channel shows that ability in a very blatant way. You can't really cast these things sneakily because something happens. So Samantha and Zagla, I remember you guys had your own, and we can approach that once that happens, but this is the first time that Wernomle is doing an ability. So what do people see when you start to channel this energy?
So you see like my scales start to bleach a little bit white, especially towards the tips, and it almost looks like the sort of aged scales that are turning white at the tips. It almost looks like that's the process that's been bleaching them over time for a second. And everyone that sort of in my immediate vicinity just feels this sense of like calm and serenity.
Very cool. And so does Sally. As you see Pebbles as you're petting, you feel Sally relax even more so. So between the two of you, one trying to actually communicate and one giving it the sweet, sweet pats, she's feeling a little bit better. Contained and a little nervous still, but better. And you will normally get the idea that you can talk to Sally just fine. So what would you like to ask?
Hey, girl.
Hi.
What happened?
I got big. I got really big.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Doesn't look very comfortable.
No.
Can you tell us anything about how you got big?
Yeah, I can do that. So, last night, there was a small green creature. I don't know what they're called. They approached me, and I thought he was going to be really nice. It wasn't nice at all. He gave me a sugar cube, which was good. I ate it. I ate that. That was good. And I gobbled it down. And then he started saying some really weird things to me. I'm not quite sure. I don't speak his language. Just, like, if I spoke to him, he wouldn't understand me either. But it just sounded not very nice at all. No. And then it started growing, which was really uncomfortable. And that's about the time that I was pushed into the house by this guy. And they started growing more. I got more uncomfortable. I think I broke a lamp.
Uh-oh.
At least one.
I'm sure we can fix it.
I hope so.
Yep.
I like the family that's here, and they take care of me, and I feel bad. I didn't know I could grow like that.
You're very big now.
Very big. Super big.
So, Sally.
Yep.
When this little friend was talking at you, was he
He's no friend.
Like,
no friend.
Well,
Meanie.
this little dude, this little creature was talking to you. Were they talking like saying words to talk to you, or was it more like they were maybe casting some sort of sorcerer's spell or something?
It didn't sound like a spell or something. It sounded, how can I phrase it? It sounded like he was talking to himself, but it sounded very threatening to me.
Oh, that's not good.
It's like if I went to you, oh my God, I'm gonna punch you with my head. I'm gonna do it. That's what I want to do. That's what it sounded like.
Whoa, just like pat her over the eye. It's okay. Okay, girl.
Thank you.
Pebbles, you're a good talker. Is there anything you want to ask her while we're here?
Could I understand any of that? No. Okay. Well, you asked her, how she got in the house. Did she manage to see where the little guy left?
Oh, yeah. Where did this little creature go once it finished with you?
I can't turn. That heart. If you go that, like, where the sun comes up, that direction.
Oh.
That's perfect.
That's very helpful.
I was able to see him run with this right eye. You can't see it from this angle, but I got a real good view out the second-story window.
I bet you do, girl. All right, well, you just sit tight.
I can't, yep.
All right, well, yeah, maybe a poor choice of words. My apologies.
An accurate choice, though.
Is it possible for you to kind of lay down, or is there too much stuff underneath you?
It's too crowded.
It's too crowded.
Way too crowded.
if we try to take stuff out, would you maybe be able to lay down?
I'm assuming that he's filtering these words from you to the horse.
Yeah.
What was it that you're asking? Sorry?
I just want to see if I can make her more comfortable. Like, if she could lay down, maybe she won't bust up in the, second floor.
Make a perception check.
Oh no, that's minus things. 5.
You look around, there's not really... actually, since you're over there too, could you make a perception check as well?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Perception. That's going to be 13.
So you see that Pebbles is looking around, seeing if there's anything to make the horse a little bit more comfortable. And out of the corner of your eye, you see that she's kind of twitching her hoof in place. And it looks like she stepped on what would be the Fantasy Day equivalent of a Lego. And you pointed out to Pebbles.
It looks like there's, a little toy stuck in her hoof there.
Well, I'll move that. I'll get that out. Is there anything else unusual? He just said, the words and then gave you a sugar cube and... Oh, have you managed to... I know that there is a little bit of defecation out there. Have you pooped since the sugar cube?
Plenty.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Yep. I feel bad. It's just gathering up.
It's, it's not your fault. You're stuck.
That's true. Unless I made myself grow.
I don't think that was the case. Okay, so I'll take the Lego out.
That feels better. Tell her that feels much better.
That feels much better, she says.
So I think we should try and look for the little guy who's responsible for the steed.
I think that is an excellent suggestion, Pebbles. All right. And we will go look for the rest of the team.
Please help.
We are.
We will.
Okay. I'll be here. And you guys walk away from there and reconvene together after you have discovered your independent things.
Zogla comes back up and says, I don't think the answer is in the poop.
Is she just covered in feces?
I don't think it's that bad, but at least, up to your elbows kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I do like the idea of you having really big, up to your arms kind of gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And then she's taking them off, and it smells kind of bad, real bad actually.
It's a pair of the fishing waders. You go into
Yeah.
When we were checking the tracks, there was a footprint that we couldn't recognize.
Yeah, it seemed like someone led the horse inside, and then it went poof and got big.
Well, that lines up with what we figured out. We talked to her a little bit, and she said that some small green creature fed her a sugar cube and seemed to get pretty angry, and then yelled a little bit and let her into the house, and then, she got a poof.
Are the footprints like Zogla's?
No.
They're not mine.
No, I didn't mean they were yours. I just meant if they were like yours.
As far as I can tell, unless there was some sort of strange accident, no, I don't believe so.
Oh, okay. So another small green creature. What other small green creatures are we aware of?
If everyone would like to make a scholarship roll.
Yes.
Do that.
Oh, that's quite good.
7.
Scholarship. Oh,
14.
okay, decent scholarship.
14 as well.
Okay.
I got 17.
Oh.
And 18.
Okay.
Wow.
8.
Okay. So for Zogla, it's coming about. You had a 14, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So anyone who had the 14, you're thinking, there's a couple. There's a few races that'll fit that, but everyone who rolled 17, 18, you guys go, small, kind of mean, It sounds like a goblin, actually. That would probably make a lot of sense.
One of those little rascally goblins got in here.
Wonder
Okay.
what kind of purpose they would have there.
Well, that's not me. That makes me feel much better.
Goblins this close to the city. That's not good at all.
Especially a goblin that came here with a purpose.
Yeah. Some sort of...
Did the horse happen to tell you where the goblin went?
To the east.
To the east.
But I find it quite concerning because not only did they know what they were doing, I mean, they had a plan specifically to feed a horse a sugar cube and to make it quite big. So it wasn't a random thing. It must have been a plan.
Are the farmers near us?
Yeah, they're off to the side, still a little sad. They're giving a not a great look at Q.
Yeah, making them cry.
Yeah.
Question for you. Have you had any goblin troubles here recently?
Goblin troubles, no. I mean, the Goblin Kingdom is a little far off, but from my understanding, we haven't heard anything.
Okay, well.
Why do you ask?
They think a goblin did it.
Oh, okay.
Is the
Go.
Is the Goblin Kingdom in the east?
I believe it's further that way. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then let us go find David Bowie.
Finally, the adventure I've been waiting for.
There has been a baby missing down the road.
You're my movie babe. What babe? Babe with the power. What power? Power of hoodoo. Voodoo, you do. Remind me of the babe.
So, you guys have learned that the Goblin Kingdom is around. He'll tell you that it's a little further off than like just down the road. It'll take a while to get there. But other than that, you know that there's the farmers who were inside the office. You know that Jobin, the youngest kid, is back at Bill's bar, working maybe, or just trying to take a load off. But you could also, you have a lot of options that you guys could do. So what would you guys like to do?
Question that last kid.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask the lady that originally asked us to help if she knows anything about goblins.
Yeah,
That is a good idea.
great
Okay.
thinking.
Thank you.
So, I take it you guys are going to her office then?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, side note, just on world stuff.
Mhm.
So, in Beyonder, goblins are a little different than like standard D&D goblins. They're more like hobgoblins, maybe a little tougher. They're like very organized. They have like a hierarchical, militaristic, like intensely imperial society, and they're like actually quite scary as like a foe. It's not like, oh well, goblins, like oh fuck goblins.
Right.
Okay. So you guys make it over to the office. And you notice that there are still quite a lot of people, as she told you, that are dressed like farmers that are surrounding the office there. And they are all yelling and talking in and out of turn. You notice that there are 2 humans, male and female. There are 2 Ushins, which are like cow people. That's male and female as well. There's a female Shiri, which is like the rock person that Drew's character is. There's a male Whalen, which is like Renee's character. There's a Hyolas, which is a character we have not met yet. What is a Hyolas like, Jacob?
They're like these tall, slender, grayish skinned people. They're sexless and largely genderless. They're like a nomadic people that usually live in isolation in tribes in the desert.
And then there is also one female Kamari as well. These all seem to be adult farmers. And there's a lot of yelling about, oh, what if that happens to my horses or my pigs and my animals? Like, what happened? And another person goes, yeah, what happened? I don't know what happened. And it's kind of going back and forth of arguing and no one really throwing any real points around.
Just kind of moving through them. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me.
Since goblins are scary, we probably don't want to be like, everybody calm down, it was just a goblin. No big deal.
Yeah, probably
So-
not.
What we could say though is that it's got a fed sugar cube that was not of a good origin. So just to monitor what your livestock are eating.
A sugar cube? Like, what kind? Like, whose sugar cubes were they that they had?
We are still on the case. No comment.
So we should just stop feeding our horses? They're gonna die if we don't feed them, and then they're gonna go up into a
what I
rabble
said.
again.
I said don't feed it any sugar cubes of which you don't know the origin. If it comes from you, then technically you know the origin.
So, make a communication check, since you're gonna be talking with them.
I have mad points in communication, gladly.
Get wrecked.
Morgan is playing the charismatic.
That is a 17.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Okay, so while you're talking, one of them, the Ashiri, ends up speaking up. She says, maybe it's not from the townsfolk. There's been a lot of rumors going around about goblins in the hills to the east. There's just been some weird stuff. I'm not crazy. I've been hearing things that they've been coming out there, and I've seen some glimpses of some very strange things. It's like giant bloated squirrels around like this one boulder out in the hills.
Oh,
It was crazy stuff. And
Do
then
I
one of
have a
them
map?
goes, bloated squirrels. Come on. She's like, I saw it. I'm not crazy.
Wait, if you saw these bloated squirrels, why did you not tell anyone about these bloated squirrels?
Well, I told a couple people, and they told me to piss off because they thought I was like wrecking their day.
Why didn't you
Squirrels.
tell some of... Are you known to drink? Is that the problem here?
Don't just assume things. I also told the local enforcement. They looked and they didn't see anything themselves. They all think I'm crazy, but I'm not. And definitely looks at one of the humans that are there. And he goes, she's crazy. She's always been crazy.
well, I think that everybody needs to maybe have a little bit of suspension of disbelief, considering that there's a horse currently about the size of a house.
Yeah, why would you laugh about a squirrel if there's a giant horse? That's stupid.
Clearly. But
The
can you
squirrel
tell-
was before the horse, but due to your 17 communication, you say that, and they'll go, oh, yeah, okay. All right.
So nice to have a little bit of compassion for everybody else.
It's like one of those canned sound effects tracks of people just agreeing.
Yes,
Oh,
but
yeah, right, yeah.
I love playing a charismatic. That's all I want out of life is just people going, yeah.
So I think that's very interesting to look into. The rock and the squirrels and the goblins.
If you want, because, I mean, it's a boulder on the hillside, I can take you there and show you.
Okay, that would be lovely. We really want to check in with Ishka.
She's there as well. She's the
Right.
person they were screaming at, basically.
Right. We'd like to have a quick little word, but if everybody could, just calm down a wee bit. And then once, we're done with our talk, I'd love for you to show us to where the rock is.
Sure. I'll get my stuff so I can go. It's supposed to be a little chilly, so let me just get my. Yeah, I'll be right back. And then she walks off, and she'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Ixis goes, oh, so you found some stuff, I see. It's great.
Well, we found the horse. And then, I'm so sorry.
Well,
what's
that's a
your-
good first step.
How do you say your character's name again?
Weird Namle. I shouldn't have made it so
Namle.
long. That was
No,
my
it's okay.
mistake.
We're Namle. That's fine. We're Namle. We're Namle had a great conversation with the horse, and we learned some very interesting things.
Oh, good. Like what? She says as she's trying to, write down on paperwork. She seems like she's bothered, but paying attention because she should be. Again, not a people
Well-
person.
Well, according to what this horse told us and the tracks we saw, it looks like she may have been fed some sort of altered sugar cube by a goblin.
She stops writing for a second and goes, Goblin. Okay, that's the second time I've heard Goblin in the last couple weeks. Okay. There's just been word of potential goblin activity out there. I thought they were rumors, but the more I'm hearing about it, the more that it's possible this may be an actual thing. Keep in mind.
Are there any other goblin rumors, things we need to watch out about, or is it handled?
We heard of just potential attacks going on a couple of weeks ago. They were like losing a person here or an animal here, and some people thought they were just being lost out of, not doing their job as parents or owners.
Negligence, yes.
Negligence, yes.
Hmm.
But we had no substantial fact about anything.
Well, it appears some substantial indeed facts have suddenly appeared.
You said you're going to the east.
Yes.
Did I hear? Who are you going with?
Well, I was thinking we could just try and follow the tracks we saw.
Oh.
Wasn't going to go with anyone in particular. Do you have a guide that could take us somewhere?
We should check out those giant squirrels near the rock that the one person said.
That one lady offered to take us, which was very kind of her.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, make sure she doesn't die. It's more paperwork for me.
Hey.
Keep her back, and just...
This is a no fatalities mission.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is currently a science mission. No, I doubt anything bad will happen. Again.
Science can be dangerous, but minimal casualties the best. Minimal being 0 would be great. Including yourselves. That's even more
No
paperwork.
casualties.
Yes.
As long as none of us get taken over by some entity and force us to kill all of our friends, then we shouldn't have an issue.
Please see issue 1 of Beyonder.
That sounds a little oddly specific to me.
Yeah, is that something we should know about, or
Don't worry
From
about it.
experience.
are you gonna try and kill us?
No, I'm sure it won't come up, but that's what happened on our last mission. This super cool guy. I went to high school with him. Well, he was a senior and I was in the 6th grade, but still same school. He tried to kill all of us. He actually tried to kill himself because he wasn't in control, but it didn't work. It was bad.
That's
Pretty bad.
That's pretty grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even learn that much that day. It was not science.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
It's-
You should
Yeah.
always be learning.
Just didn't learn. But I'm sure this will be totally better.
You notice that Ixis is just staring at you, and I guess she hasn't heard the full story of what happened the last time. She goes, oh, I see. Well, if you would kindly get on your way, could you tell the farmers outside that you're on the case and they don't need to be at my door anymore? That would be wonderful.
Oh, yes, we can do that.
Great. Tell them I'm closed for the evening. If you guys come back with information, knock if you just make sure you have information. Okay, bye. And then
Should we have
you out the door.
a secret knock, a special knock, or?
Just say, hey, it's me. I have information.
Got you. That's a good code.
Yes, I'll just know your voice. It's fine. Right, get out.
Bye.
Bye, Ixis.
All right, and by the time that you have the door shut, you turn around, and the Ashiri woman is standing at the front and goes, all right, let's go. Let's go to the boulder with the crazy squirrels. Please.
Okay. Do you have anything to defend yourself in case the squirrels get hungry?
6 of you.
Oh.
Is everybody else still around? All the farmers?
Yep.
Cool. I'll walk out in front and be like, all right. Y'all have had your complaints. Your complaints have been heard. But here's the thing. We're on the case. It will be solved. Please return home to your families. Stay in for the night. Everything will be taken care of, and you will all be updated as soon as we get answers. Thank y'all.
Can you make a communication check for me, please?
I can absolutely do that.
Oh, thanks.
That is a... Ooh, that's not bad at all. That's a 19.
There you go. All right, well, we'll keep an eye out for those goblins and sugar cubes.
Yep, that sounds good.
Yep. Thank you all for taking care of this. Much appreciated.
Oh, it's not a problem.
Okay. All right. Let's go, Taryn. And sorry. Let's go, Kayla. Other way around. And you see the human couple walk off, and the Ushin start walking off. Everybody starts to disperse. Some of them grumbling to themselves. Again, canned audio. It just
Peas and carrots.
and then the Ashuri goes, by the way, I'm in you. Nice to meet all of you. That's me.
I'm sorry. I heard that as, by the way, I'm in you.
Oh!
That is what she said.
Well, there are borders here that you cannot cross.
What are you talking about?
I think I would have noticed that if that were the case.
My name is I'm inside of you.
I have decided I already want to retire.
She looks at you all confused because she has stated her name and you all couldn't believe it. As we clock wipe towards you guys walking in a certain direction. I take it you guys are following her to this place?
Yeah.
I'll be in the front, but yeah.
Okay.
Just her direct us.
Alrighty. So, let me just get to the section here. Is everyone good? Does anyone need to take a break or anything? Or are we good to go?
Good.
Good? Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see. So, you guys are approaching this area. And she goes, it's right over this hill here. And you do see an actual boulder over there. And she starts to point out, she goes, okay, so I saw the squirrel over here. And it scurried over here, and it, like, showed me its teeth and claws, and I ran the other way. But then, like, I turned around, and it was gone. But it was, like, on this side of the boulder. That's all I saw.
Sure it wasn't a bear.
It was not a... It was not a bear.
The big bushy tail. Okay.
Yep, it was definitely a squirrel that was way larger than it should have been.
Now, are we talking 6 feet?
Tell me when to stop.
Yes.
Is about, I would say, 5 to 6 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's real tall.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Zogla size, but no, that's quite big.
Big squirrel.
Yeah.
Wow. Would it let me ride it?
I'd make a lot of coats out of a squirrel that big.
What?
What? Sorry, what?
What?
What? What?
Well, as my father always says, to answer your question, Zogla, you can try anything once.
Okay, I will.
Well, just in case this gets dangerous, I'm not sure if you still need to be here. So.
Yeah, I would not like to see that squirrel, but I would be interested to hear what you find. So just come see me. I'm the third house on the left. If you take it left or right and go up a little bit. Okay?
Those directions mean nothing. We're in the middle of the woods.
No, when you go back into town.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes
I don't
more
live
sense.
out here. I live in the town.
Well,
Left,
what
right,
are
go
you-
up a little bit. Third house on the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a yellow door.
Meanwhile,
That
it's
is a yellow door.
town.
When she leaves, does she out you?
Oh, man. You guys are the best.
Yes. John, I like how you were about to leave your room, but you were just going to get closer to both of us by
Yeah,
doing
you were just
so.
going to come closer to me.
That would have been funny if you pop, like, I'm out, and then you just pop in.
I'm out. I'm in this room now.
Okay, so you guys are there. The sun is approximately like about to hit evening. You have a little bit you can be out here. It's not too far from town. But you notice that there is a hilly side. You have a couple of smaller to moderate-sized rocks, one larger one than she was pointing to earlier. It just seems like a place in the middle of nowhere.
I'm going to sit down and I'm going to sense for life force, sense for spirit energy.
You've got all the cool shit.
So do
Jake.
you.
Do I have cool shit?
Yeah, it's on your character sheet.
We can all sense
We
for
all have
our
it.
guild's energy.
I have an ability that is rather rude. It's called You're Hopeless.
Jeez.
That's some Dark Souls shit if I ever heard it.
Well, maybe we should all spread out and check each of our guilds. I'll check for any body energy.
Yes, I will look for
Mental energy.
physic energy.
Okay. So everyone will post up to different points. I would think this is a thing you would have learned in the guilds in order to cover the most ground. You guys enter at different points, very similar to how the wheel looks for combat, to get as much of a spread and overlap as possible. So if you all can roll for your sense, whatever your thing is, ability, you would just be adding your,
Bonus to roll.
Yeah, bonus to roll, I believe it is. Or wait, no, what is it called, Jacob? It starts with an M. Magnitude.
Magnitude.
That's it.
There should be two things. You should see bonus to roll and magnitude.
Yeah.
Bonus to roll is the number you should use. It includes magnitude plus any other relevant
Gotcha.
Does it include I'm assuming, the barrier?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think barrier is only used for calculating activation time and fatigue cost. And the other thing would be ethereal defense. I'm not positive about that.
Okay, so to be clear, I roll 2d10.
Yep.
And then I add my bonus.
Yep.
And then I add the magnitude
Nope.
number? Or
Magnitude is part of the bonus already. So
I just add the bonus to roll.
Yep.
That's real shit.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Okay, that is an 8 for Pebbles. What about Q?
25.
Holy
Whoa!
shit.
Whoa.
Okay. Zogla?
18.
Oh, very nice. Samantha?
18.
Okay. Jezebel?
16.
16. And where Nomley?
7.
7.
Big 7.
Okay, so where Nomley, you were looking for
Spirit energy.
spirit energy, and Pebbles, you were looking for emotion energy. So
Emotions.
So both of those, you go to use your ability, and as you go to flare up and use it, you don't really sense anything at all. Something doesn't seem to be working for some reason. But since everyone's using their abilities at the same time, this would be a great time to explain how everyone's looks, and which would look very cool cinematically as you see everyone changing and glowing or doing something at the same time. So we've already covered Wernomle with the whiteness and the aged bit. What does yours look like, Pebbles?
I have a question.
Yep.
Does it have like a sort of a spell effect, or is it just like a physical appearance on my body?
It would be something that people would be able to notice.
What if Zogla and I go first, since we've done it before?
Sure.
I don't remember mine, but if I remember correctly, I think you can maybe see a bigger behind me going like this.
You had your ancestor. Yep.
I said that. Yeah. As like a red, like one of my ancestors pops out and like nods, like, yes, good, great.
Approvingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zogla's ears get really long until she could like almost trip over them for a few seconds, and then they go back to normal size. For a minute, she looks more like a rabbit with really floppy ears than a cat monkey.
Okay, so considering those, Pebbles, what would yours look like? What physical change or weird thing around you? An aura, maybe? A glow?
There are bubbles.
Awesome, just kind of appearing around you?
Because it wasn't really effective, they're just like little bubbles. Not a lot of bubbles. When it's really effective, they're really spectacular bubbles. But for this, they're just little.
Okay, so you get a whole bunch of different bubbles starting to go up around you. Go in. What about Q?
Q is covered with various crystals momentarily, and they will recede back into his body.
Okay. And what about Jezebel?
Since Jesse is looking for mental energy, and the brain kind of sends synaptic sparks to signal what it wants to do, you see Jesse's hair kind of like expand outward as if like there's like static electricity kind of coming off, and her hair kind of gets froish for a second, and then it just kind of little sparks kind of go around her body and into the ground and shoot out signals all across the ground with like sparks shooting across the floor.
Fantastic. So you see this conglomeration of stuff happening as you all activate your powers. And again, the spirit energy and emotion energy you don't get really anything of. Zogla, you get a little bit of a ping of not necessarily shadow energy, but like something being wrong around you. It's more like how nature should be has been shifted. You get that towards a particular direction. That won't matter right now. We'll cover that in a second. For Q, because you sense physic energy, which is how it's like temperature and how the world is physics-wise around you. You would get... there's not really a big hit of the physic energy. The only thing you would get are like heat from like life forms coming from close by underneath the ground. That's the temperature that you are receiving. For Jezebel, with the mental ability, which is more like logic and all that kind of stuff, you feel around one particular group around you, it's kind of like they're dulled. Like someone's ability to think has been brought down and not good, while another one is more manic. And logic seems to be not something that you would necessarily agree with, but it is a strong presence. And then for... I think that's actually... No, Samantha. Summon. What does a summon feel?
Body.
Body. You do notice that there are multiple life forms underneath of varying types. Some younger, some older. And since you're looking for a goblin in particular, you do get actually a feel of a goblin around you, but only one. Okay. And you also get the feeling of something matching the concept of these rabid, bloated squirrel things. You do actually sense their presence in some way.
Gotcha.
So you guys all reach out, you get your responses, and your powers die down. Also for Q, for your roll, because you rolled so goddamn high, you notice...
It's going to be threes the rest of the night, so don't worry.
You notice towards the boulder where the squirrel was pointed out that there is a temperature difference based on what the outside temperature would be, and something like an air pocket that has a different temperature. So there's definitely an entrance somewhere around that boulder. Just it doesn't seem visible at the moment.
All right. There's a cave or something over here, everyone. Near this boulder where the squirrel was. I'm still not sure there's actually a squirrel here.
I felt something off. And good news, everyone, it's not a goblin invasion. I only detected signs of one goblin.
Now, did you feel any squirrels or anything?
Felt something. Felt what I would normally describe as a squirrel, but off. So I'm led to believe that the squirrel information is true.
Okay. Well, I guess at least she was telling us the truth about a squirrel.
But I've never felt anything like this, so maybe, who knows, right?
I can definitely sense that there's some instability here, and like Jessie's reaching up towards her hair. She's like, oh, I hate using my powers because her hair is full on afro right now. I hate using my abilities. Something seems to be wrong here. I got a signal that someone's mental sense was dulled, and another was a little manic, a little crazy like. Someone might be in distress or just disturbed in some way.
Well, you said there's a cave somewhere. Maybe we should do some perception rolls or something is what I want to do personally. And
perception rolls sound like a great idea.
That sounds great.
Absolutely. So would you all be looking for this, or is anyone doing anything else?
I'm going to look for the cave.
Okay.
I would also do the same, but I'm going to get an aerial view and fly up.
Okay.
I'm also curious about what felt wrong to me.
Okay. As in, do you want more information, or are you going to be looking for something else?
I think I would like more information, and if I need to like find the direction it's coming from, if it's the same direction, etc., etc.
Okay, so with the 18, I would be able to tell you that it is definitely under the ground. You're getting multiple sources of this kind of twisted sense of reality that something is wrong. You're getting it from multiple like areas. probably 2 different areas with a couple of different like sources in those areas. I guess if you looked like a radar, if there was like a couple of little clustered red dots somewhere, that's kind of what it feels like. Is there's multiple life forms in a particular area in 2 different spots. That's what it feels like. And what I mean by sense of reality is shifted is, this is not an exact reference. It is the closest thing I can do as like an analogy. It's as if you walked into, in a fantasy realm, a forest, and all of a sudden it started feeling Fey-like. Like something just isn't right, and something feels different than it normally should be.
Something is not right.
And since you have the ability in like shadow and all that kind of stuff, it seems to have a twisted sense in the bad way. Yeah.
In a not good, bad way.
Okay, so for everyone rolling perception checks, please do so. Add your perception bonus and let me know what you got.
Ooh, yeah, there we go.
And I will aid Samantha, so just give yourself a +2, because I don't have a very good perception bonus.
12. I rolled bad.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
13.
Okay. 5. Okay. So for Jezebel, because you rolled above 15, and you got that aerial view just flying around, you look around and you see your friends walking and scoping out, and then you catch a part of the boulder that doesn't look particularly right. And as you land on the ground, you notice that there is a hidden lever around one of the parts of the rock itself.
Cool. I will fly back to the party and be like, y'all, I found something. I found a little lever in the rocks over here.
Ooh. Okay. Zagla will follow.
I'll lead them all over to the thing.
Yes.
Okay. You're there with the lever.
Who wants to pull it?
Pull it.
Everyone get behind me.
I'm not the one who does it this time.
I'll pull the lever. If things get bad, remember your training. With teamwork, we can get through this.
Very inspirational.
So Samantha,
Not a good talker. I'm sorry.
I need you
I was being encouraging.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
to do nothing because you pulled the lever and it's fine. You hear
I'm proficient in lever.
as this rock shifts over, and you notice that there's a 20-foot wide set of stairs going directly into the ground, into pure darkness.
20 feet wide?
20 feet wide.
This goblin's been busy. That's
Really?
nonsense.
So as you look down the stairs and again into darkness, you notice that this isn't a very well taken care of, at least from the stairs point of view. This looks like it was a ruin of some sort from a long time ago. And yeah, you get a smell of a different smell in the air. Not exactly the most clean smelling, a little bit stale.
Oh, sorry. That might be my poop gloves.
Zagla throws them back outside.
It is
those.
70% was Zagla. For sure.
She seriously considered like leaving them on one of the people who was griping and being a butt like, earlier, but then
If you're going to be a butt, then you might as well smell like one.
So true.
All right, so yeah, you guys are at the top of the stairs, and it's dark.
So I'm going to take a moment before we go down to use one of my powers. And I'm going to use Protective Spirit.
Ooh.
So let me roll. All right. That is going to be a 16,
Okay.
which is perfect. So that's a moderate success. So first I'll say, who thinks they might need some protection when we're going down here?
I am very small.
Same.
All right. Zagla, Jesse, and let me throw something on you, Samantha, because you seem like the type to get into a bit of a tussle. Now, and I will activate this ability. So for the next 5 minutes, anytime you take damage, you reduce it by 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey!
Is that the same as soak?
Yes, just add it to your soak, basically.
I have 2
Douglas.
spells I want to use.
Okay.
Spells.
My soak is real bad.
Let me fix that. First, I want to put shield arm on Samantha because I assume Samantha's going to go first,
Yes.
and that will give Samantha some more soak,
Oh my god. It would be impossible to hurt.
which will be. Oh my god, I can't do math. 14.
Okay. So 14 is a minor
Proud of
success.
myself, Renee.
Yeah, that Twitch chat. I'm watching it. So minor success. What will that do for Samantha?
That's a good question because my description here says the target effectively has a shield with a soak bonus of +1, +2, +3, +4.
So what that notation means is it goes minor, moderate, major, complete, I believe is the denotation. So since you got a minor success on there, you use the
+1?
first number. Yes.
Okay. What is the medium effect? I don't remember reading about that in the rules.
So this is a varying degree of success
Yes.
structure. So a medium success, I believe, is 16 to 20.
It's
No. Sorry. Underneath the power, it says medium effect. The shield arm makes movement clumsy. You take a -1 penalty to your movement score.
medium. So every energy has like 5 or 6 media that it can be channeled through.
Mhm.
So for evokers, for physic energy, there's like force, temperature, electricity, noise, it's like stuff like that. And the medium effect is just some unique effect that power gets because of the medium it's channeled through.
Okay. I figured it wasn't like a thing related to the number that was rolled so much as just it was always in effect, but
Yeah.
I did want
Yeah.
to double check.
I would like to try something as well.
Okay.
Because I think that maybe talking to each other might be a little bit loud if we're trying to be a little stealthy in here and we don't want to see anybody. So I want to try and use telepathy so we can all speak to each other as the group.
Okay.
It doesn't say how many people I could target. It just says a small group. Oh, up to 3 targets. So I could target 3 people with this that could maybe communicate with others if they so choose. Who can see good in the dark?
What if Sally's going first?
I have dark vision.
Say Sally. Sally's in a
Samantha,
house.
sorry.
Sally's in the house.
Sorry.
Horse. I actually did the same
Samantha.
thing. I'm glad you did before I did because I went a couple of times. We're like, I want to check Sally. I was like, why are they checking?
Samantha.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have dark vision. I would just take out a torch or anything, something like that. So
I have dark vision, but only in water.
I have dark vision, or I can cast light on myself and
Okay, then I would probably target Q, myself, and we'll say we're anomaly. We'll target the 3 of us.
Okay. Make a roll, please.
Sure. Whoop. Oh, that's really good. That's a 16.
Okay, so that'd be a moderate success.
Cool. Does it say what it's supposed to do?
That depends on your skill. If there's a
Says, create a mental link between the targets. This allows them to speak to each other mentally and requires no effort other than speaking would. The person using the power can speak to any individual who is a target of the power, but the targets may only speak to the user or to the entire group. Communications can be 1-syllable words plus sharing 1 sense, any words plus sharing all senses.
So it'd be
So
any
moderate,
words.
any words. So we can speak words. We can share words.
Okay.
cool.
So
We can have words with each other.
So that's a cool part of the mechanic is that it's not necessarily just number based, it is also the amount that you can do, which is pretty cool. All right, so all of you kick off those abilities. Everyone rolled everything they needed to roll, yes?
Mhm.
I didn't roll for light, but I was actually going to say, do we want me to cast light now? Or do we want to sneak down these stairs? Like, light's going to be very obvious.
Zagla is good at sneaking.
I'm good at sneaking too.
I'm not.
I'm
I'm
around.
mad.
I just can't see is the problem.
Well, I feel like if I throw light up, we won't need to sneak because whoever's down there's going to be like, what's that light?
Well, I say we try sneaking first, and if you see anything, Q, that we should take notice of or need
Gotcha.
tell us to stop, you can communicate that with us, and we can as a group can stop everybody else from moving.
I agree with Jesse. Q, you take the front, but be very, very careful.
All right.
Pebbles is going to be towards the back because Pebbles has a -2 to stealth.
That's the same for Jesse.
So,
I think Zagla wants to be up front just in case because shadow things.
Mm-hmm. And you're seeing your ability to see in the dark and your racial traits?
I don't think I have that.
I do.
Q.
Yes.
Ah.
mine
Yeah, I
says
just want to make sure.
you already have dark vision.
Just want to make sure it's not hidden somewhere else.
Nope, it's
Yeah.
under racial.
Perfect.
Okay, so
So my hands are like on your shoulders, like, what was that?
By the way, as we go downstairs, Q says in the mental link, "This doesn't make us friends, Jesse."
Okay, Q. And I give him a little mental wink.
now because it's only words, I see you just say wink.
I send him a spark, a mental spark to make himself wink. And he goes, I didn't do that.
This is the
It's
Why
like
am
when
I
emojis
why am I
are
winking?
spelled out.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Colin, winky face, Colin. Yeah, there you go.
I don't want this. All right, so let me roll for stealth, I guess.
Yeah, everyone please do.
Okay, we're all gonna do it.
Oof.
14.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
6.
4.
I'm so bad at math.
Back, you know. As long as Q, Zogla, and Sam are quiet.
Yeah.
23.
23.
There you go.
Yes. I want to be like close up front in case because
Okay.
I'm very sneaky.
You, as a group, because some of you haven't worked together yet, and this is kind of your first mission, you're getting the hang of who can do what and go where and who's sneaky, perceptive, whatever. So it takes a minute of you guys like, oh, no, you should go, hold shoulder, get off my shoulder.
Like pushing Jesse to the back.
Hold on. Can I do a thing?
Yeah.
There's something called group tactics.
Okay.
Where it says I can I guess it's a target for gains however many tokens that can be spent as a free action to give +1 to each person involved in any action that requires teamwork.
I would say this fits if you would love to,
Okay.
if you'd like to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, so how do I do this? I'm sorry.
This
So-
is a talent, correct?
Yes, I think
I think it's a power.
it is a power. Yeah,
Oh.
it's something that I have to. It's like a pride medium.
So what you would do is do it the exact same way as you did your sensibility. You would
Okay.
roll and add your bonus to roll.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's not terrible. That's 14.
Okay. So you would get a minor success there.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. So this says target gains. Then it has the 1, 3, 6, 10 tokens that can be spent as a free action
So-
to give +1 to each person.
Minor would be 1 then.
1. Okay. So then it says add +5 levels to increase the bonus by additional +1. I don't think that applies.
Yeah, that's if you're creating a power.
Okay. All right. So everybody gets +1 to their stealth. Is that how that works?
You give it to one person, I believe. Yeah.
Oh. For each person
For each person
involved
in the
in
group.
any action that requires teamwork.
I'll say it's a +1 across the board. Sure.
Okay.
Done.
So everybody gets +1. So you get to take that to a 5, buddy.
So, with that extra help, you see that with everyone struggling, Pebbles turns around and starts like going, okay, you put your hand here and kind of maneuvering. Nope, that's his ass. You should move your hand here. And you eventually get everyone
I know
organized.
that was his ass.
And then and as that's happening, it's just bubbles.
Yeah, it's like guiding bubbles of like where people should go. Like a bubble encapsulate one hand and like puts it in the right place and pops.
Sorry, when you say guiding bubbles, I just immediately think of Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls just guiding our hands.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really care how old you are or how cynical you are or what you've done as a person, but like there's a thing as humans when we see a bubble where we're just like, so like it's just like one of those things where we turn into a toddler again and we're just like, oh, a bubble. And it's that same kind of like, as everybody's kind of grumpy in this situation, like, oh, it's a bubble. Like it kind of lightens everybody up enough to get themselves in order and kind of be a little bit more cohesive.
We should be quieter. Yeah.
It just makes sense now that I've seen the bubble.
So after these bubbles, you can go away. You guys all go into a better stance and approach going down into this location. For those of you who have dark vision, you notice that as soon as you hit the ground level, the passageway goes down for quite a little bit longer, approximately, let's say, 50 feet. And it looks like it would split in either direction. But in front of you seems to be some type of sign. It's attached to a chair. But you can't read it from here.
I'm going to tell Jesse that there's a sign on a chair, which just seems like a weird place to put a sign.
What was to say?
We would have to go closer. I can't read it from here. I've got like 10-20 vision, basically.
Well, then let's move up. If you don't see anything else.
I don't see anything else.
All right, let's take a look.
Okay, so you guys move up a little bit. You guys know you're looking for a goblin. Does anyone speak goblin?
Where are our languages?
If you look on your sheet on the first page and it says language proficiencies, you can look at it right there.
No.
I speak Zaz track, which is one of my favorite drinks.
Zaz track.
Green Ghoul.
I speak Rakugo.
Nope, I speak Twir.
Do goblins actually speak goblin?
I mean, they probably have a different name for it, but we probably just call it goblin.
Yeah,
that was just like an actual game question. Like,
no,
if that would...
actually, it says it in goblin and sesame. Does anyone speak sesame?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you can notice that the sign says, "Welcome to Larv's Fantastic Menagerie." And then there's a second sign nailed to the bottom right corner that everyone can read, and all it says is exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. The symbol, not the words.
This sign needs more exclamation points.
Needs less.
I usually try to stick with 2 as a basic rule.
So,
really?
Yeah, you notice that sign is there onto the chair. And then to the left, it branches at a 45-degree angle left and a 45-degree angle right. You can't really tell where they go. They seem to just go a bit deeper. And even with dark vision, you see a lot of rubble everywhere. To the left, though, down a bit, you notice that there's maybe an entryway to somewhere else. But both tunnels lead towards different directions.
And the sign points to the left or the right?
The sign, let's see. It doesn't point in any direction.
No.
It just seems to be a little bit more offset to the right, though. Like, if you look at the chair, it's not, like, centered. It's to the right.
So, does it look like a warning sign?
It looks like someone made a sign that they were pretty proud of. It's not really well constructed, but you can tell there's some enthusiasm behind it.
Right, but does it look like a caution?
You don't get that feel at all?
I feel like it looks like an advertisement, albeit a terrible one.
That would be more apt of what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it says welcome, maybe we don't want to buy what they're selling, but it seems like they're selling.
Well, I'm going to relay that I can see an entrance down that way, to the left. And that's the only thing I can see.
Very welcome. Don't you all feel very welcome?
Oh, of course.
We'll see. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, the right way, it seems to like go down and probably like hook off to the right somewhere. Like, so it's like a, it just curves. You can't really see what's down the other side.
Shall we go to the left then?
Yeah, let's go to the left.
Okay. So you go up and you see that there's like a sign of some type of entrance that should be there, but there's nothing that's obviously apparent. Like, the construction of the place would assume that there would be a door here, but just doesn't look like one. But if you guys would like to make a perception check, you can see if there is a way in.
Most of us can't see, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a perception check with my real good perception.
They wanted to be welcoming. They turned the lights on. Am I right, everybody?
Light some torches. That is a 12.
Okay. So with that 12, you notice that there is a slight like groove in the actual wall itself that looks more like a door handle. That if you can slip in, you can feel that there is a release that could potentially open a door.
Okay, I found a door handle. I'm going to open the door.
All right.
And because this is Taking Initiative show, and the door opens up.
Nice.
I mean, that makes sense. There was a lever outside. I'm sure there are plenty of things that are built in, if it's by the same architect.
So when you look into the room, you notice that it stops pretty soon in front of you, and it just looks like there's a hallway banking to the left.
Well, why don't we check it out?
Always just take lefts. So that way we'll never get lost.
Already going.
Oh, okay.
Zogla's already gone.
Zogla's already going. Okay, so you start walking, and yeah. So you walk, as you hear something click. I need you to roll your outer defense, which is OD.
It's on the second page under defense ratings, I think, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah. That is a 9.
Okay. And that is... Okay. So you all turn, or rather those who have dark vision, kind of turn and look through, very Scooby-Doo-esque, and you see the heads kind of peer in vertically in the doorway as you watch Zogla walk forward. And very quickly you watch the ceiling go and slam down on Zogla. You take 5 damage. Wounds. And as it retracts back up, and then all of a sudden you hear something else that just sounds like coming a little bit further into the entranceway. It sounded like metal snapping, as something inside the wall just broke.
Uh-oh.
What just happened? That didn't sound good.
Zogla, are you okay?
That did not look good.
So, could all of you make a perception check, please?
I can't see. I can hear. I got an 18.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Got an
I
8.
got a 14.
5.
14 team.
Also an 18.
What do I feel? What do I stick my tongue out. It smells great.
I'm going to introduce a different element into the game. Zogla, could you make your perception check, but with disadvantage, using some 5e rules here?
Oh.
That's it's still an 8.
Okay, so everyone gets very concerned with Zogla, and you get the appropriate, like, camera is not quite looking, but looking at everyone else, everyone going, whoo, as Zogla gets smashed. But with the cracking, while everyone is very concentrated on Zogla, Samantha and Jezebel, you both notice that what you heard was that the sound came from the last, like, 20 feet of wall inside the corridor, just before, like, this corridor seems to hook around. But you also notice that the pressure plate that she stepped on seems to be connected with 2 sections of the wall. And it looked like whatever triggered there affected something in the wall. You can't really tell exactly what it did, but it sounds like something snapped and cracked.
I go and, like, poke the plate that Zogla stepped on previously.
Okay. I need you to make a... Ooh. Let's go with a presence check.
Okay. I'm proficient in tripping, and you have to trip a trap. So I think that's what that means.
Roll it with advantage.
It is exactly not what that means.
That's fine. I will give you advantage.
I love it. Presence, you said?
Presence.
First one's 18, second one's 10. No, 11.
11. Okay, so you going there and pressing it, your presence there doesn't trip the trap because the trap's broken.
I get it. That's what presence means. Yeah.
So, yeah, you click the trap and go... It still has give, but it seems like whatever did the thing to crush Zogla is broken.
Can I like poke at the roof to see if the smasher is like gonna fall or?
You poke even with the with whatever you're doing and your perception check from earlier. Gotcha. I'm going to roll this into one. You notice that the ceiling seems to be wedged in, probably based on some mechanics that you can't see within the wall, not allowing it to move.
Perfect. I think we're fine now. Sorry, Zogla, you took a big bonk.
Ow.
So, yeah, Zogla, you now have the 5 wounds, which means that you are completely closed out on the first track. This is for everybody, basically. So, as soon as you go into the next track, that -2 on the right of that little grid means that every check that you do has a -2.
Would Zogla add the soak to it? I'm sorry if you said that earlier. Or was that just for like...
Actually, Jacob, that was up to...
Yeah. So the thing I used earlier should protect you from 2 of that damage.
Okay.
Oh.
And what is your normal soak?
My normal soak is...
Put under your defense rating.
-3.
Oof.
What?
Okay. So that means -3 and then +2. So you have a -1 soak?
Well, technically, the effect says target has all damage dealt to it reduced by this. So I don't think it adds on soak directly in that way.
Okay, so it'll just kind of zero out.
Yeah, I don't think you add negative soak to damage taken. I think it's only subtracting. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's less of a chance of you being able to.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
What's the? I have chain armor, and I have a -3 penalty. Should I have subtracted that from my stealth or something, or?
Oh, yeah, that does. That's anything involving stealth or agility.
Okay,
or
gotcha.
like quick movement in general. Yeah.
Okay, but I hurt less with the help, though. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so yeah, you
guys,
guys.
I don't think I can get hurt. So if you just want to push me forward, I have 7 soak. So anything traps falls on me. I think I can't see. But I think we're fine.
I think Zogla kind of sadly comes to come curl up on Samantha's shoulder again, and you can tell she's a little sore as she climbs up.
That's why you don't run off.
So you notice as you get your grips about you and everybody else looking around, it looks like this corridor does go down for quite a few feet, and then it hooks around to the right. You don't see anything else in the way of traps as of now, but it looks like it just goes forward and then it banks right.
And we follow it until it ends.
Okay. You follow it. You make a right. It seems to kind of U-turn around a wall. And at the end of the hallway, which is approximately 50 feet down, you notice that it ends in rubble, as in this way has been closed off. But in front of said rubble is something that sounds familiar, but definitely not familiar to your eyes. What you see is a bloated chipmunk. It is very strange, very large. It's bloated to about, I said 5-6 feet earlier. This says 3 times its normal size, but I like the 5 or 6 feet better. That's way worse. And it appears to be eating meat off of a dead animal of some sort. It looks like it's just gnawing away.
Well, there's a big meat-eating chipmunk down there. Turn around and leave.
Yes, I agree.
All right. That's
all right.
Good to me.
So you guys turn around to leave. You take one last look, and you see the chipmunk go and look over at you and just give you an eye, and then go back to eating as you leave the corridor.
Oh God,
That was terrible.
None of that, please.
I hope the other direction of the corridor is better than this one, because
I
I
agree.
don't think we gained a lot from this little encounter here.
having a rock fall on our friend and seeing a carnivorous giant chipmunk was horrible to me.
So you guys make your way back to where the chair is, and I take it you guys go down the other direction.
I'm gonna actually bring up to the group. Do we want to, now that we've seen one of these or encountered one of these beasties, sacrifice a little bit of stealth so that the rest of us can see? Or what's your thoughts here?
I'm fine with that because this is feels like it's not working out so much in our favor.
All right, that's fine.
Zogla getting
Turn the lights on.
smashed in the head.
Okay.
Was not contributing to the conversation currently. She's metaphorically, maybe literally licking her wounds.
So
I'm gonna cast light then.
okay.
Perfect.
I figured to be a little bit better than a torch.
All right. Please do so.
That
All
way
right.
I can have my hands free.
Now, normally, because as Jacob was saying earlier, as long as spells or powers are not rapid fire, you won't get fatigue. But since you guys are going into this and not really engaging in combat right now, it's our first time, I'm not going to deduct any fatigue. But in a normal game, since it's been like 3 or 4 powers, you would start to feel this.
Yeah.
That is a 18.
Wow. Okay. And what is that power for light?
Physic, target, object, or area glows with minor, moderate, major, or extreme light.
Okay. So moderate light, and what are you casting it on?
I'm just gonna cast it on myself.
Perfect.
So what does this look like? Your rocky self being a beacon.
You ever seen light get shown through like a quartz crystal? It's like that, but really bright. Uncomfortably bright if you look directly at me.
Okay.
And yet Zogla does for a minute and just says, "Oh, pretty."
You're looking quite brilliant there, Q.
It's a trick I've picked up at the academy. I assume there's an academy. I don't actually know.
You would have learned from somewhere.
Josh, do you want to take a quick 5?
Yeah, since Tim
Yeah.
had to go as well. So let's take a quick 5-minute break. We'll come back at let's go 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Right.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
All right, we're back. We're gonna do some more Beyonder for the next 50 minutes or so. For those who just joined us, we did some stuff. There we go. All right, and now that everyone's caught up, we can go back. So you guys were going down a corridor in this location. You went to the left. Zoggle got squished. Saw a squirrel. That was nuts. And then you left. And you decided to go down the other location.
Chipmunk.
It was a chipmunk.
Whatever.
Those are very
the
different
cheek
things.
of this man.
Although, quick digression, I had a friend who once chipmunks were just squirrels that had lost their tails.
Oh.
And they believed that forever.
To this day.
That was John who just ran in for a high five, for those who didn't see. So, you guys are going down that corridor. You guys have light now, as Drew's character of Q is glowing triumphantly like a quartz crystal.
Uh-huh.
So
for that shield, do you think that I have to like grasp it? It doesn't. I don't care. I'm just kind of curious from a flavor standpoint.
I think it would just stick to your arm.
Gotcha. I'm not really gonna be like this for flavor. I might be doing two hand stuff. I don't know, but I'll just take out like a javelin and kind of have it ready to go.
I'd say it's like one of those fancy Star Wars shields that only appear in the books.
what we did in the original game was the arm just kind of got like thicker and harder to penetrate, but I'm very cool with changing the flavor up to like causing it to change into a shield of some sort. That's very
I
cool.
love it.
Yeah,
especially if it's like just kind of sticks to me. I don't have to deal with it. Even then, don't matter. I'm just as good with one hand as I am with two.
Yeah, just don't rip it off.
Hey.
There goes your arm.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man, imagine, sorry for this visual, just Captain America, like, but when he takes his shield and throws it, his arm goes with it.
Jesus.
It can grab people on the way.
That's how he controls it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's terrible. So you guys continue on down that corridor.
With that in mind.
You see some rubble at the end, and you notice that there is a doorway on your right. And there's a door there, and there's a little bit of light that is coming from the bottom of the door frame.
All right, I look back at everyone, get like a head nod, and then is it a twisty door, or can I just shove it with my shield forward?
Whichever would be cooler for you to do.
I kick it open.
Okay. So you go up, and Samantha kicks the door down, or tries. Let's see what you roll. Athletics check, please.
Accordions. No, I'm bad at that.
Dogla is cheering her on from her shoulder.
If you can give me a different roll that makes sense, you can
melee combat, but
Persuasion.
I'll take melee combat. Sure.
Persuade the door to open.
Excuse me.
I'm very
Like to turn into rubble.
Yeah, I'm very lithe, so I'm not so strong. But I kick attack it, and that is a 14.
14. Okay. So with this kick, you hear the door definitely go and crack. It didn't quite go off the hinges, but you have made quite a dent into it. If you try this again and hit it, you may be able to shatter it. But whatever's on the other side, definitely knows something's coming in.
I look back at everyone and shrug, and I guess go to kick again.
Well, don't stop now.
Yep. Kick down that door, man. Do it again. Don't fail, though.
Yeah.
13.
A 13. Okay, so with this second hit, you and then you find like where the weak point is. You shift your foot ever so slightly into a different direction, kick forward, and it opens up and flings off the hinge and crashes against the other side of the wall as it flings open. As you look inside, you see that the light is coming from 6 energetic lantern stones that are strewn about the room. And as you open the door, you notice that there is a goblin, very nervous and anxious now, staring at the door with a little bit of fear, and is huddled over some sort of project in the middle of a circle of cages. And each cage is meticulously labeled with information about what's inside. So further back into the room is a silver cage holding 3 different creatures. if anyone can make a scholarship check, everyone can see, we can tell you what those creatures are.
Okay.
Oof.
Which, if someone does know, Jacob, I'm going to ask you because I couldn't find exactly what they were.
Oh, sure. Yes.
That's a 17 for me.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
Like very low, like a 7 or something.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll.
Okay.
He doesn't give a fuck.
All right, and Zogla's still recovering. Unless you want to roll.
I rolled. I got a 12.
Oh, 12. Okay. So, all of you, except for Renomle and Samantha, you notice that these are Kihatis?
Kihatis.
Kihatis.
Or Kihati is the singular.
Okay. And they are... ...
Dot, as I look up the entry in the bestiary. Man, we have a lot of creatures in here.
You only need
Okay, there we are. Kihati. Kihati are think of like my Pokemon knowledge isn't actually very good, but like Vulpix, the one with the tails, the fox with the tails.
Fox. 9 tails.
Looks very much like that. It's like a fox, 9 tails coming out of its body. The higher rolls among you will know they are nature spirits. They love to walk unnoticed among various societies by shape-shifting into forms that will make them sort of blend in easily. They're kind of playful and inquisitive by nature. Generally not dangerous creatures to run into unless you're like fucking with their shit.
Okay. So you see a couple of these that seem to be the young ones, and just because you had to make a Pokemon reference, these 3 look like the Vulpixes, but the adult looks like a Ninetales. Very blatantly, like, it changes over time, it matures. So the 3 that are in there are the little Vulpixes, and to the right you see one with a singular creature, which is the Ninetales. This looks to be like the mother of these, because you see some similarities here. And this one seems to be outraged and very angry and very sad, and is constantly looking and pawing at towards the direction of the other cage. And that is what you see there. And you notice the goblin goes, "What are you doing here? Get out!
I don't
Get out!
like this place very much.
This is my place. I don't like what's going on either."
No, I don't like you.
Can I use a power?
Yeah.
Can I cast Lullaby?
Sure.
I want to try and put the goblin to sleep.
You do that.
Cool. All right, so I got to make a roll. Oh, okay. That's not bad. 17.
Okay, and this would be, I believe, inner defense, yeah?
Is that what it is? It says mental target is tired / falls asleep, but is easily awakened / falls asleep and is hard to waken / falls asleep and nothing will wake them.
So when you do an ability against somebody, the DC is not always just like a 10.
Okay.
It is normally like against something. So this is inner defense. I would roll 4.
Okay.
Right, Jacob? Yes.
Yes.
And what did you roll, John?
17.
Okay. So you look and he starts to go, and I don't like, and crashes over, and he's immediately snoring.
All right, tie him up and let's let these little critters go.
Well, what if they've been injected with the whatever? Maybe they should be studied a little bit, as much as, we don't want to release them. And
that's true. Well, at least we should tie him up first so he can't do any damage.
Totally. Can someone talk to these things?
Oh, yeah, we're not. Are you able to speak to them?
Yeah, I can do that. Let me. I'm going to wander over to the mother. Or what I assume is the mother. What I know is the mother. Yes, I've read this adventure.
Mm-hmm. Stop cheating about mother lore.
Spoilers. I will sort of lean down and I will try and soothe her, and I will cast talk to. Oh, I will fail. That is like a 6.
Okay, so you get your ability to start up, and you go to talk, and then you're realizing when the words are coming out, you're still talking like a horse. You haven't been able to change up which animal you've been talking like. So she looks at you with a kind of tilted head and
The fuck?
Going towards the other cage.
Oof. Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't usually happen like that.
It's okay. It happens to all of us.
We all speak hoarse on accident sometimes.
All right. Well, I'll do my best to just kind of calm her for now.
Okay.
I'm a little tired out from that casting.
Okay. So make a presence check, very similar to what Pebbles did before.
Okay. Presence. 11.
11. Okay. You being there, she sees that you are trying to help, which gives a little bit. You can see that she's not scared of you, but she does not seem to be calming down with going in a very concerned way to her children.
Okay.
Now, for those of you who made a scholarship check before and got over a 15, I believe those two of you, you notice that these 3 kids, they're not acting as they should. They seem to resemble creatures that maybe had a weird thing of rabies. They seem to be a little bit more vicious. When they're quote-unquote play fighting on the inside, it's a little bit more practicing for actually hurting. They seem to be twisted and corrupted in some way. And Zogla, as a kind of a ripple effect to your check earlier, these are the creatures that you started picking up that weird twisted bit from.
They're the wrong ones. Samantha, they're the wrong ones.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to start looking through the notes on the table. Are any of them in Sesame?
Let's see here.
And I will say that I'm proficient at knot tying. So if that comes up, I don't used to say. Maybe.
Tie up this dude.
So did you make a check, Tim, and then fail it?
I haven't rolled yet. No.
Oh, okay. If you would like to try, by all means.
I rolled a 5. I don't know what I would add to it, but
let's say crafting.
Okay. I think I have like 1. I have 6.
The 6. You have the rope around. It's tied in a knot. Yeah.
I did it.
All right.
He is tied up in some fashion.
Are there any other entrances or exits from this room?
This seems to be the only room.
Then I'll go to the entryway, see if it works, so we don't get charged by like a badger or something.
Okay.
How big is that goblin?
How big? You were saying like hobgoblin, right? So let's say 5-6 feet tall.
Probably about. It depends. Yeah, lore wise, it really depends on like the cast and the breed technically, but this one might be a little smaller if he's like a more smart goblin than punchy goblin.
And he definitely seems smaller when he's standing up because he's hunched over. His posture sucks.
Yeah.
So he's asleep and tied up.
Yep.
For 5 minutes.
And for 5 minutes. Okay. Could he be wakened before then?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. Okay. And we can't read the notes. I'm just trying to get a full skill here.
Well, that was what Jacob was asking about earlier. So would you like to make a perception check?
Sure. Yeah. That is going to be a 10.
A 10. So you do notice that these notes, some of the notes are just in Goblin, and some of the notes are in that other language that you mentioned. Sesame, yep. So you're able to read some of the notes. You also notice that on the table, the project, quote unquote, he's working on is another animal, which is a Kerchet, right? Yes, Kerchet.
Mm-hmm.
And a Kerchet is I think it's a forest spirit. Remember right? Because I was able to search for it on the interwebs. Yep. So they're mischievous tree spirit sprites. They tend to like joking, and they're kind of fun in that way. They care about nature a lot, more than most. And you notice that this creature is splayed out like a science project.
I can actually look it up on Google. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, picture of it.
That's freaking rad.
It definitely seems dead. It is bound to a flat piece of wood. It looks like whatever was going on, they were sampling with a 10 perception. You can't really tell what he was doing, but you can tell that he was researching for something. And some of the notes that you read is referencing to different letters and different symbols, and you can see on the body that there are like kind of like etchings into like the skin or the bone to symbol like the correlation. Don't really know what they're for, but that's what it is.
So, seeing this, Pebbles is going to get quite upset because it's not okay. And knowing that the goblin is secure is going to give it a bit of a smack across the face to wake it up.
Okay.
Sure.
You smack it across the face. Please make a persuasion check, please.
Persuade him to wake up with your fist.
Persuasion.
We can persuade him.
Communication, I think it would be.
Okay.
Yeah, communication.
Communicate.
Yeah, we don't have persuasion. We don't need your stinking persuasion.
Quite a lot. It's 21.
Whoa!
Okay, so when you smack him awake, he completely bypasses the stage of like what's going on here and knows precisely what's going on. He's immediately alert and staring directly at you and tries to struggle and then looks at you and stops.
You're going to tell us everything that you're doing, everything at all, and I'm going to do this, which I okay, so make a one-word command, but I will make that confess. Okay. And it will obey as long as the command is not minorly, moderately, majorly, completely against its belief.
Okay.
So that is 15.
Okay, you go to say do this and confess. He looks up at you and goes, I didn't need you to ask me to tell. I would have just told you. I don't like what's going on either. You notice that your ability didn't actually work, but he seems willing to talk.
Okay, go on.
So I don't know what exactly you're here for, but I'm trying to figure out some stuff to help fix whatever's going on. And I have other goblin assholes that work in another location, and they kicked me out because I didn't believe what they were doing anymore. They like to just twist things and make them worse, and I mean, so do I. It's actually a little bit of fun to do, but I've grown I'm not feeling very goblin-y anymore.
Oh.
I don't.
So you didn't give a sugar cube to a horse?
Oh, I did. I absolutely did.
Yeah. So that was you?
That was me, yes.
Well, that horse is very uncomfortable right now.
I know, I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm looking...
But what was it supposed to do?
It was supposed to help me get an antidote to help these creatures out.
So what's going on with these creatures?
These creatures are the experiments of these other goblin dicks.
Okay, and where are they?
They're locked down in a bunker elsewhere. I can tell you the location, but you're not going to be able to get in. It's very heavily fortified.
Okay, is there something that we can help you with to discover what this antidote would be?
I'm sorry, are you some type of alchemist? Do you know what you're doing?
There's no reason to be very rude.
I'm tied up here, and you guys just broke into my lab while I'm trying to fix everything. To me, yes, there is a reason to be rude. I'm looking at 6 of them.
Well, one can imagine that, given the circumstances, that you would not be without suspicion. And surely you've just confessed yourself that you have, in fact, enlarged a horse without their consent.
Well, yeah, it was without my consent either. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Well, then there shows you experimenting on random animals.
Well, that one looked particularly good. I need something strong, and that was a very strong animal. And all it's going to do was give it the sugar cube. It would digest it, nom 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 nom, and eat it. And then it would do as it does and just shit on the lawn. And then I would go in and grab a sample, and hopefully it would have something good in there.
Oh, do you still have your gloves?
I don't have any gloves.
No, I'm not talking to you anymore.
Oh, well, this conversation's gonna go well then. Okay, I'll just sit
Sorry.
here.
Yes.
Renee.
Yes.
Do you still have your gloves?
Oh, I left them outside.
Oh. Well, we might have a sour sample
Oh,
from
wait,
the
what?
horse.
What?
I can run and get them.
You have... Why do you just have gloves covered in horse feces with you?
But we decided to
That is
check
a
the
very
stool
good
of the
question.
animal to figure out what was happening.
I'm gonna go get them. And Zogla is just like run.
Okay.
You're not the only scientist around here, you arrogant shit.
Oh, also, what happened to her? She looks crushed.
Oh. Well, it looks like part of this place is not very well designed for people who are looking for things. Also, there's a giant chipmunk down there that's eating meat, which is very unusual.
Oh, Bruce! Oh, you found him. Okay, good. I was wondering where he was going.
And are you also responsible for the squirrels?
Yeah, that also didn't work out.
So it seems to me that you are responsible for a great deal of chaos and mischief.
One could say I'm responsible for being irresponsible, maybe, but I'm trying to do responsible things with the irresponsibilities that I've been doing.
Don't take this the wrong way.
I
but
will.
You sound like a terrible scientist.
Well, you sound like...
Okay.
well,
okay.
maybe
You know what?
I feel
You know
guilt.
what? You know what? I'm gonna use my power. Forget.
Oh.
And I'm going to make this person forget that we were rude to them.
They're still tied up on the ground, Bucky.
While untying them.
No, I like that you just leave them there. How did I get here?
Okay, so that's
No one knows.
good. 14. That's a
Some other group of people created
15.
15. So he
Yeah.
rolled a 19.
No!
And he goes, what are you... He scratches his head a little bit. What are you doing to me? You already have...
Trying to help. I'm trying to help. Okay, you know what? Let's figure this out together. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna here to help you. We got a horse problem we gotta solve. So we're here to help you out. We're gonna get this all solved. Let's get you untied and let's figure this all out. All right?
Yeah.
Let's start over fresh.
That would sound wonderful.
Great.
But can you make a both you and Pebbles, please make communication checks.
Sure.
Let's see how well that he's taken this.
It's a whole lot.
Ooh.
Pebbles is a very good communicator.
18.
Okay.
17.
Okay. You both beat the DC. Okay. If you guys are really here to help and not kill me, because again, I'm trying to do something responsible. I'm also realizing I'm sounding like James D'Amato in our podcast Waterdeep game.
That's true.
Scratch.
Yep.
Who was a kobold. So if you would like to actually help me, I know this looks bad. I mean, it's bad. Like, look what I did to it. But I'm trying to fix the mistakes of my compatriots. You would say, work. What's a phrase for people you're not exactly friends with, but you work with them? Work colleagues.
Workplace associates.
Colleagues.
Work associates. Okay. Yeah, that.
Okay, let's get you untied. I'll
Okay.
start untying him.
You notice that the rope wasn't exactly tied in the first place.
Cool. Great. Awesome.
Okay. He looks over. He looks back at Samantha. Looks back at you, and then drops the rope and goes, "Oh, okay. So let's try stopping the judging for a minute. Okay.
Mhm. I agree.
I'm going to recommend
my spear down, but I'm not saying anything.
Okay. The things I'm going to be saying, they may sound mean, but it's all part of the experimentation to try and get something to work. I'm almost there. Okay.
All right.
And he takes from his pouch a small vial, and it's like a sapphire blue liquid. But he's like, in order for this to be active, we need to add something that'll cause it to be a little bit, it'll change the hue to be a little bit more towards the cyan side of things. So there's a certain ingredient. I'm trying to mix things together to make it. So I need your help, okay?
Okay. Is it poop? Because we got that coming on the way.
As Zogla comes in with the gloves.
I got the gloves.
Okay. That smells exactly like I needed it to. Can you pass it over and put it on the table? Please don't put it inside the corpse.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. And you see that he takes out his own gloves.
During this conversation, We're just like sort of quietly unpinned all the Kirchit stuff and just sort of smoothed out the body and like in preparation for like some burial or something, just giving it some peace and dignity.
So you took away some of the markings?
Oh, all of them. Yeah.
Okay, so he looks over and goes, okay, so if I look at my notes here, we're going to match point alpha beta 6 to where my notes go. They were right here. Who took... Guys, all right, listen. I have a very particular structure with how I organize my notes. Okay, the first letter is to which side it's going to be. The second letter is going to be where on the body it is. And then the next number, previous to the decimal place, is going to be where in the grid it's going to go. And then the following letter is going to be exactly what it did. So if I don't know exactly where it coordinates to, I'm not going to be able to help you.
Are you referring to this creature?
Yes.
Can I show him the body?
Yes, this one, here.
Well, you will have to do whatever work you need to do without further desecrating the bodies of these innocent creatures.
I don't understand you. That
Can somebody else who speaks idiot talk to this man?
I speak
Don't
goblin.
you share a
and
common
Sasson.
language with him?
You are not to do any more experiments on animals. Period.
It's dead. I'm not understanding. This is science. This is to help things. Better, what is it you human and other folks say? The greater,
And to do things only for the greater good without acknowledging the consequence to humanity or to our morals is to not do a greater good at all. And for all that you fuss the saying, oh, I'm trying to take responsibility. Taking responsibility also means taking control of your consequences, which means I will judge you just as much as I like. Thank you very much. And you'll have to deal with it.
It's not science, and Zogla takes one of the gloves and just like holds it up in his face. Shit.
Okay, fine. We'll work the hard way then. Okay? He takes the glove and he snatches it out. And he smells it, dips his finger in, looks at it.
Delicious.
Gloved. And he goes, okay. All right, so the way that this looks is not exactly as I was hoping. I was hoping for a change to happen, but no actual change happened in the internals. It looks like it was just an external thing. Okay, so this...
I imagine that it's much bigger than it was.
Yes, it was probably a lot bigger. It was growing very fast.
So your sample of whatever it ate is probably in a large amount of quantity than you were expecting.
Well, exactly. But if it's a large amount and there's not an actual trace in there for me to go, then it must have not done the thing that I needed it to do. So this is not necessarily going to... And then all of a sudden he starts to trail off. He goes, but if I add that to this... Okay, so you... If you don't want me touching the body, I need you to look inside that creature, that animal, and just take a sample into this vial with a syringe. I just need a little bit of the stomach acid that's in this creature. That's it. That's all I need you to do. Do it as medically accurate as you want.
Does it need to be from this specific creature?
Yes. It comes from the forest. It needs nature. Nature is how things are supposed to be, right? So if we take what it's supposed to be and then mix it with something that wasn't supposed to be, it will cause something that will cancel it out. So who can do the honors since you won't let me touch it?
I'll do it. And he just sort of slowly, solemnly, like puts it down, like closes the two little eyes, pulls like some flowers from a pouch and kind of sprinkles it over the body, and then like says a short prayer and just like sticks the syringe in, says like a thank you, and like hands it over.
Okay, if you could make let's make a crafting check, please.
Can I assist?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to be 9.
Okay, so with the assist, I'll allow you to roll again and take the higher number.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's much better. Woo, that is way better. That's going to be a 15.
Wonderful.
Hey.
So you get, like, you go to poke in, and all of a sudden, Pebbles looks, no, over here is a better spot. And you see, like, oh, okay. And then Q walks in and gives you some light with his body. Just kind of moves to give you, like, no shadows. And then everyone's kind of looking in and looking over as you take a sample, and you do it in the most delicate, like, well-practiced way that a scientist could do. And you get the exact amount that he tells you, okay, just a little bit. There you go. Okay. So now if you can take that and then mix it in here, I'm going to take a sample, if you don't mind. And then he goes and takes some tools and very quickly and aptly with his fingers messes around, takes a little sample from the gloves that Zogla brought in and puts it into a little dish.
This is a little late, but can I make an insight check?
Sure. That would be a, insight check.
Insight check.
We probably should have done that. Like, you're totally right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you thought of it.
19.
19. You can tell that he genuinely wanted to fix a problem. The anger that he was mentioning towards his other goblin kind is accurate. And what he really wanted, despite the way he went about it, was to make good on something that he felt for some reason was not a good thing to be existing.
Okay. I had a sudden fear of we're helping the goblin mad scientist continue to do mad scientist
Taking initiative? Not insight checking? No. Not us.
That's my one role in our podcast, is just to go, insight check!
I have wisdom. Let's do this.
Okay.
Yep.
So he mixes the two and squirts it into the petri dish. He mixes it around, gets like a little tiny, kind of like a stirrer, a little metal stirrer that looks definitely bent up and used to all hell. And he mixes another liquid into it and looks in, and you can see that it has a slight cyan shift. And he takes the vial that he had and mixes it in and shakes it up. And you can tell that the liquid itself also shifts to cyan. He goes, yes, this is good. This is very good. Okay, we need a test. Okay. Don't try to judge me here. But I mess with those little kids over there, the little fox things. So let's fix the problem by making them not crazy anymore. Huh?
Okay.
Can someone else do it, though? They're going to bite my hand off.
Okay.
So, Zogla, are you going to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
So, I need you to make a... Let's make a crafting check as well to try and put this into a way that they would eat it in their cage.
Without eating me, correct?
Correct.
So I have an ability called Be Not Here.
I know this ability well. You saved my ass with it. Yes.
Yes. So I would like to, there are 3 of them, correct?
Yep.
So I would like to effectively get them distracted.
Okay. So please make a roll.
Actually, Mike can only do for one of them, but if I can still get it in there.
I'll allow it for the group.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that is 14.
14. Okay. So with that minor success, you're able to do it like a token, right? What was it?
It's a disadvantage for them to notice me, essentially.
Oh, good. I rolled like shit. So yeah, that helps it. So you look, and how do you distract them? What do you do?
I just mostly sneak. I just like I get this in there, but I'm being very quiet about it and making sure that like while they're playing, and then like anytime that they kind of stop playing, I just freeze. And then I keep moving when they like look away. And so I eventually get it in there, and then I get my hands out of the way and I say, "Oh, look, delicious."
Oh my god!
Oh, how did that get there?
They jump and they're fighting over each other to like lap up. It's like a little pool of water, but it's just blue and glowing, and they lap it up. And it's a minute, and another minute, and then all of a sudden they just kind of get a little sleepy.
Chill.
And
Okay.
just chill. They look around.
Serum.
Yeah, they go. And they look over
It's
to the mom.
exactly 4:20 in the afternoon.
It's exactly 4:20, and their eyes glazed over, and they look at their mom, and they just kind of sit and look up and start panting at her, and you can see that she is ecstatic. Still has a lot of anger looking over, like you get that side eye look towards Larv, the goblin, and looks back at the kids, but you can tell that it actually worked. He goes, "Oh, good. Oh, good. Good, that worked. Okay. So, if you don't mind, we just need to make a little bit more of this stuff. There's a couple of other creatures that are around. We just need to be prepared to be able to...
You don't say.
Yeah. And then maybe, if you're all interested, I know you work for whatever groups that you work for in your kind, let them know about what's going on with the work companions. And I'll hand them over. Stop whatever they're doing. I'll destroy the lab with you."
I think we still technically have to take you in, but you being cooperative will definitely help us. And I'm sure if you remain cooperative, they will maybe let you even help with the correction going forward.
Well, without me, you won't know where they are. So I hope so. But listen. Thank you. I don't know what happened with me. This is not how I always was. I was always a little bit... I mean, look what I did. But maybe something I worked on caused me to get like this. I don't know. But thank you for helping.
You got high on your own supply.
I mean, if you want.
Never get high on your own supply.
Never.
So you guys kind of finish up shop with Larv and bring him back. And he goes willingly towards town, and you have to stop some common folk from laying into him, but you safely manage to get him back to the guild leader from earlier. She gladly takes him in. He goes over the plans of what happened. She goes, "All right, well, you're all excused and able to enjoy your vacation. Again, sorry for delaying you. As you
the museum's closed now."
Yeah, we're going to get more of this supply with the recipe of all the different ingredients that has been brought to us. As much as we hate goblins, this one is very smart and able to provide all the necessary things. We'll get it all to Sally. She's doing okay at the moment. We'll make sure that family gets patched up. And as part of the sentence towards him, he's going to help them rebuild their house. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Oh, so proud.
Otherwise, he
That's
goes
very
into
fitting.
jail. So, but again, thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your vacation, and I will send word to your guild superiors about the well done job you have done. So,
Should we grab drinks at Bill's?
you can.
Oh, yes. I would never drink.
Have a drink.
And
That would be nice.
if you all don't mind, get out. And she shuffles you out the door, closes the door, and you
Why is
guys
she so rude?
go back to Bill's. Tell him what went on. He serves you all a dish on the house.
No one died. I got
Some of Bill's pot pies.
They're real good.
I'll take a pot pie. You know what? Make it double.
Ooh, feeling bold today.
You got it, Samantha. No problem. And he goes back, and you see the other kid is back there. He seems happy, and he helps bring out the dishes.
Nothing sinister about the kid?
Nope.
We didn't miss
at
a plot point?
No.
Got it.
He seems very happy that you helped, and he is happy to serve you your meal before you guys go to sleep for the night. And that is where we will end this one shot of Sally.
That we put this story out to pasture.
Oh, come on, you guys are beating a dead horse.
Yeah. Nicely done, sir.
At least the horse isn't dead today, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We saved the horse.
Save the horse.
Thanks so much for running that. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you to Jacob for sending it to me, so that way we can run it.
Also, thank you to Jacob for making this game.
Yeah.
Well, the real credit goes to my brothers and my dad. I was barely involved in what you're seeing now.
Well, since we need to go around and say where everyone can find everyone, especially the guests on the show, Jacob, since you were talking about the game, if you don't mind giving a little bit of information about where they can find the game and any information that they may need.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in the game, you can go to fnbgames.com or beyonder.fnbgames.com. If you liked what you heard here, you can sign up for our email list. We have almost 100 blog posts you can check out. We are thinking about starting up a Patreon soon, so you can get some little bite-sized content coming through there, or you can buy either of our books on our website or on DriveThruRPG. My personal Twitter is at Jacob_McEntire_. It's right here. I was just looking at the Twitch chat, so I'm pretty sure it's right there. And yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
Cool. All right, and let's go around in the same order we did before. Just say, again, who you are, where you're from, where they can find you, and any other information you'd like to give at this point in time. Morgan.
Hi. My name is Morgan. You can find me on Twitter at Thistle Raven, where I talk a lot about D&D and complain about the MTA. And you can also find me on Monday nights on Pro Restarter stream on Twitch, where I play a kobold bard named Rogue named Teapot. And you can find me on Taking Initiative.
Cool. Bucky.
Hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood Bucky. You can find me on Twitter at Bucky_Masters, and also I'm the DM of Season 2 of Taking Initiative, this podcast. Which I have to edit tonight because we have another episode coming out soon.
In which I am also now teaching Morgan how to edit, so we may get some work from her coming out as well. Drew.
I'm Drew, and you can find me on Twitter at cyber_Sasquatch, where I rarely tweet. You can also find me on Taking Initiative, where I play a cat boy, and on a bunch of other podcasts as a guest. I'm building a guest reel.
Nice.
Tim.
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at Tim Lanning. I'm on the podcast Greetings Adventurers, formerly Drunks and Dragons. The Twitter for that is at D&D Podcast. And if you are at DragonCon next week, we are doing a live show at the Strand Theater. You can go to geeklyinc.com/DragonCon to get tickets. And it's going to be a great and fun time. We also do a advice show called Dear Internet, and it's very funny and good. You should listen to it.
Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee Rhodes. You can find me on Twitter at RayDNR. Or you can find pretty much all of my projects and support links and everything at my website, raydn.com, which also has a bunch of writing things. I do podcasting, I do streams, I do writing things, and podcasts include Fate and the Fablemaidens, which is at Fate FM Cast across Twitter, and Edenfall Cast at Edenfall on Twitter, and Edenfall Cast on Twitter, and more information about that is coming soon. It's in pre-production and is releasing later this year. So I'm super excited about all of those, and as for streams, you can typically find me Wednesday nights on Scraticus Academy. I'm playing a viewer game right now, so if you're interested in learning Weave by Monocle Society, we have 2 new players every week, and you can rotate in, play a game, have some fun, learn a new system, and shoot Scrat a DM if you're interested.
And with Edenfall, you'll actually hear some familiar voices from this stream appearing on that show whenever that comes out.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and for me, I'm Josh Perault. I was the DM for Season 1, and I am now a player in Season 2 for Taking Initiative, playing Mortimer Greaves. You can find me at Zyroxis The spelling is below. Don't worry about it. You can find Taking Initiative at TI_pod on Twitter, or any other links that you would like to find. You can find on our website, takinginitiativepodcast.com. You'll find information about the cast, the seasons, different guests that we've had, people we needed to thank, anything like that. But in the Find Us tab, you can find all the links to everything you may need, including the show itself. Outside of podcast world, you can find Blue Bloods is going to be starting up soon. I'm the online editor for that show on CBS, and I was the co-online editor, finishing artist for The Righteous Gemstones on HBO. I believe that is airing currently.
All right.
So if you'd like to catch any of those, just look for my name. I'm around there, and I did some stuff on it.
I've been told since I was raised evangelical Christian that I got to check out Righteous Gemstones. So I'm excited.
The pitch for it, for those who don't know, is it's John Goodman, Adam Devine, is a show by Danny McBride, and it's about an evangelist family that's way more about the money than they should be. So yeah, you can find that on HBO. If you're listening to the end of the show, you don't need to worry about it. But if you would like to see more content that we've done via streaming, you can find it on our YouTube channel. Just look for Taking Initiative Podcast. You'll find the link there. And you can find that link on the website. You can find our show Talking Initiative, which is where we talk about different episodes of our show. And that's, I think, it that we need to talk about. It is about 8 o'clock, which is definitely on time. So until next time, we'll see you all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.